Well. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael. Well. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael. Well, world-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael. It ain't nothing but dubs and hearts up in the chat as we are live, ladies and gentlemen, at youtube.com/MichaelDoesLive. We are broadcasting, and we are today going to be discussing the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Now, I know no one in here, well, they don't care about anything, but this is one that's going to be hard to talk about until it does come out. Even when it comes out, it's not going to be a big conversation starter. But with that said, we are going to be covering this here today. I'm going to tell you why this is nothing but total slop and total garbage and really a disgrace to the original vision of the game. But before we get into that conversation, of course, the elephant in the room is that Concord was pulled from the PlayStation Store and Steam. That game's been out for about a week or so or some shit like that. I have zero interest in that game, so I'm not going to come on here and sit like, come out here and act like I care about that game. Couldn't care less, really, to be honest. And, I knew when they unveiled it at the State of Play or whatever it was that it was total shit to begin with, so it's not a surprise that they pulled the plug on Concord because, well, it was total garbage to begin with, and that's the reality of the situation. So those are my thoughts on Concord. I don't care. That's why we're not talking about Concord, because if we wanted clicks and views, we would do that, and that's what everyone else is doing, and I really couldn't care less. So when everyone else is talking about this, we go this way because it's a lot more interesting. That's why we're talking about GTA 6 when very few are talking about GTA 6. The writing is on the wall. Crowcat will have a brand new video on GTA 6 when that fucking slop releases, because that's where that's what's ultimately going to be the game. It's going to be total shit. So, but you guys don't care. You guys are a bunch of consumers, and we can't have that conversation right now. So you just have to wait for the food to come out on the buffet, and then when the food's cold, you'll bitch. But I told you that the chefs behind didn't know what they were doing, and you didn't want to listen. So then you act like it's a big surprise. So nonetheless, we are covering the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I want to cover this, but I know we don't have an audience for it, and I know there's not an audience for it. So it's going to be hard. This could be a one and done. But with that said, we will see here today if the support is where it needs to be, and more specifically the viewership. Then we will continue to cover this all the way up until release sometime next week or the week after that. Whenever this slop releases, September, whatever the fuck. So we are going to break this down, but we're not going to break it down just yet. We have a whole chart on why this game's trash. And when the time is right, we will show that. But for now, we're not going to be pulling the curtain back on that because I don't think we're ready. So you guys need to start hitting that like button, share the show, get it out in front of new eyeballers so we can broadcast in a way that makes sense. And we got D-Angel7 coming through. That's what we love to see. And coming through, popping the cherry. D Angel 77 coming through and popping the cherry. And in a way that makes sense. So are you guys ready to talk about the reality of the situation when it comes to the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, or do we need some time on that? I don't care if you love me, because guess what? You're not supporting the show, so your love doesn't mean much to me. D Angel's coming through. You should be able to come through as well. And if you can't, maybe find a job. You got plenty of time to save up for a PS5 Pro when GTA 6 releases. So, you get a job now and you save all your money, you'll have, so much money you won't even buy a PS5 Pro. You'll be buying something else. So it's really that simple. We're not going to be taking call-ins. I mean, we can take your call, but I'm not going to be taking in general call-ins, okay? So if you want to call in and discuss it, we can maybe make that happen. But with that said, holy fucking shit. But with that said, we're not in general taking call-ins. It's the reality of the situation. Well, I'm ready to talk about it, but I was reluctant to talk about it because, there's not really an audience for it. So it's really that simple. Okay, we got Donnamus Trump coming through with the 5. We're going to come like never before. That's what we're talking about. Donnamus Trump coming through, and in a way that makes sense. Okay, well, we're going to dissect it here when the time is right. If we can't even hit 250 viewers, we might not even dissect it. Shouldn't be that hard to take the link, because I know this is a controversial release. I've seen people go back and forth on this one. And the problem is that Dead Rising is an old game. It came out in 2006. I bought it day one, August 8th, I believe, of 2006. And I went to GameStop to buy it day one on Xbox 360. So, and most people in here probably can't say that they did that. They probably can't say that they bought the damn game in 2006 on Xbox 360. That's what we're talking about. Let's go ahead and get you them lasers, bud.
Demetrius Trump clips
Dimitри's coming through, and he might be coming through in a way that makes sense with the $5 super chat. It's what we love to see. It's what we love to hear. Dimitri is in the building, coming through in a way that makes sense. Confetti rolled out as D Angel 77 popping the cherry. Now Dimitris coming through in a way that makes sense with the $5 super chat. Okay, Anthony Thomas, you're a troll, you're a loser, you can go fuck yourself. Because this game is not a gift to the fans of the original game, okay? You're an idiot if you believe that. I mean, you're entitled to that take an opinion, but it's certainly not the correct one. Because I bought the game day one in 2006, August 8th of 2006. This was the most anticipated zombie game ever. This was the most anticipated Xbox 360 title. This was the game to fucking get in 2006. Now, you Zoomers weren't fucking there, okay? That's the problem with this show, is that all of y'all are like 22 and you think you got life figured out. Well, you don't. You're not 35. You're not 40. You're not 45. So you come in here with your 22-year-old fucking chip on your shoulder shit and fuck off, okay? I'm a boomer. You're a Zoomer. That's great. I don't care. Okay, I've been through the best era of gaming. I've seen it all. You guys are missing out, and that's great. I'm glad you're missing out because you can go play these live service cancerous titles that have dismantled the industry, and there's no coming back from it. So, and that's what you want. You want to sit there and consume fucking absolute shit. That's fine with me. You do you, I'll do me. Thank you so fucking kindly. Okay? It's as simple as that. I grew up with Call of Duty when it was good. Okay? You didn't. So go play your Black Ops 6, go play your whatever the hell's coming out, and just sit there and consume. Go play that Black Myth Wukong bullshit. It's the worst game I've ever played in my entire life. I don't care if it's not woke. The game sucks. You roam around as some fucking Dragon Ball Z character on a fucking cloud, and it's like Power Rangers for fucking 40-year-old virgins in their fucking basement. That's nothing of compelling anything to me. None of that is compelling. So the game's a 0 out of 10. Star Wars Outlaws, when they first showed that off, I thought it was going to be a little bit better, and it turned out to be nothing but slop. because there's no game there. It's a walking simulator game. They hire some artists. I can make a game. I mean, it's not hard. You just hire a bunch of artists. You don't hire animators. You don't hire programmers because you don't need that anymore. You make the game look pretty. You make the game look like there's much more behind the curtain when there actually isn't anything behind the curtain, and it sells regardless. So you don't need to hire programmers or, you basically just hire artists these days, and they paint great sculptures within the game, these 3D models and textures, blah, 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 right? And then you sell this world of nothingness to the players, and you say, well, this is the best game in the world, and everyone buys it. That's all it is these days. Show me a game where we have a game that actually respects the player's intelligence. So you let me know when that game comes out, and we'll be there day one for it. And if that's GTA 6, then we will be there day one for it. Let's go. Support the show. Otherwise, we're going to turn it off. Support the show. Or don't. You don't have to, but we will make it short and sweet. That's how it works. So get people in here. Keep sharing the link. Get people in here. We are going to dissect this. I have a chart. We have it all laid out why this game's trash. You will disagree. That's fine. I don't care. But we're not showing that until you guys are ready. And at 150 likes, I believe, we will be gifting out, well, 200 likes rather, we'll be gifting out 5 memberships, which we won't hit 200 likes. That's why we put it to that, because we won't hit that. So don't hit the like button, because we don't want to gift out 5 memberships. You guys don't deserve 5 memberships. So do not hit the like button, because we don't want to waste 5 memberships on a bunch of losers. Too many freeloaders in here. You guys work 9 to 5, and you can't be bothered to support the show, but you go out and, drink at the bar and do all this other dumb shit. Could never be me. Let's go. One in the chat. Let's go. One in the chat. One in the chat. Let's go. Yeah, we're covering it, but I'm waiting for people to come in here that give a shit about this fucking game. And that's not going to happen, and I'm not covering this on a daily basis. I mean, if people supported it on a daily basis and we had big-time viewers, then that wouldn't be a problem. But I'm not going to come out here and talk about a game that 5 people care about, if that even. So it's really that simple. That's why I was reluctant to cover this really at all, if that makes any sense. What game are you looking forward to? Well, maybe you need to watch the show and figure it out, because I'm pretty sure anyone that watches the show knows what game I'm looking forward to. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out. What game, chat, am I looking forward to? The hell is that noise? What game am I looking forward to? Shouldn't be that hard to figure out. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out. What game am I looking forward to? Shouldn't be that hard to figure out. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out. Go. We're talking in English. Come on. How you guys have your high school diploma, how you even went to college is beyond me. I have no idea how any of that was obtained, but because you can't communicate. So, here's what they need to teach. They need to reform the American education system, or education in general. Communication class is the #1 priority. You don't need to know math. You don't need to know how to read or write. You need to know how to communicate in this world. That's what humans do. They communicate. And when you can't effectively communicate, everything fails. Everything crumbles. So communication class needs to be a mandatory class. You need to at least get an A in there. Otherwise, you flunk the class. Dead ass. That needs to be the standard going forward, especially with the technology being glued to your face. People need to know they need to be forced to communicate every day. Make it become a habit. We're going to dissect this when we get 250 viewers, so let's keep hitting that like button. Let's keep sharing the show. We're going to be dissecting this once we hit 250 viewers. We have a whole chart on why this game's trash. And this is just the tip of the ice. This game is terrible, okay? And it's hard to explain it right now, and I'm sure, well, we don't know, but If Crobecat does come back, he might make a video on this. He might not. We don't know. But I will tell you that this is a Soulless. Well, let's not even. We're going to get into it when we get into it here. Okay. We're going to get into it. We're not playing that game. You can go fuck off. Math is not communication. I've never used math in my adult life. So if you want to brag about how you went to calculus class or, algebra 5 or whatever the fuck, you don't use that in real life unless you have a job in that field or something. It's all fake. Let's go. Let's go. $250 viewers, and we will show you why this game's trash. 250 viewers, and we'll show you why the game's trash. If we can't hit that number, then we won't be showing you why. It's that simple. Math is not communication. We're not going to argue about mathematics, okay? We're here to talk about video games. I need mods that can actually mod, okay? If you can't figure that out, then I don't know what to tell you. We need mods that can come in here and clean the fucking slate. I need professional internet mods that have a deep understanding and a deep learning of internet culture. And trolls and that entire landscape and everything that entails. So if you guys can't figure that out, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let's go. Let's get it up to 300 viewers. We'll be pulling the curtain back shortly. We hit 250 viewers. We'll be pulling it back shortly. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and try and get it to 300. Hit the motherfucking like button. Do something for the show. Everyone else can get all their viewers. They can get 500 viewers. You can go watch all these other losers. They got 7. They're all botting. They're all fake viewers. They're all fake, phony people, okay? Go watch the fake, phony fucking people and their fucking bots. Because that's what you guys do, and that's who you love to support, all the fake losers with their fucking bots. It's that simple. That's not what we're talking about. We haven't even dissected why this is trash. That's not what we're talking about. I have a multitude of reasons on why this game's trash. We couldn't even fit it all on one page. And this is before the game's out. Once people go through it, the real true Dead Rising fans, once they go through this and figure out what was cut, what was removed, what had to been changed because it's in a new engine, the game is just going to be a total failure, okay? We're going to go to 300 viewers, folks, so keep hitting the like button, keep sharing the show. Yeah, we're going to pull the curtain back on this. 300 viewers. You don't need to tell me how many viewers there are. I can see it on my screen. I don't need your input. Let's go. Who's shilling it? Everyone's shilling this game. Everyone is shilling this game. Akira's coming through with the $5 super chat. Dead Rising Remaster will kill the franchise worse than 4. Absolutely. This is literally worse than the Resident Evil 4 remake because, well, there's just so much to discuss here and unpack. No, I don't want to communicate with NPCs in the game, bud. I mean, that's a stupid gimmick. It's not. We don't need that in GTA 6. You want to talk about GTA 6? We'll talk about GTA 6. You want to talk about Dead Rising? We'll talk about Dead Rising. Figure it out. We don't got all day. We'll cover the Silent Hill 2 remake when that time is right. Right now, it's not October. The game comes out in October. It's barely September. Okay, we got this on the horizon. We got Astrobot on the horizon. We got NBA 2K on the horizon. There's plenty of games to start covering very soon. We're not covering Silent Hill 2 remake because, first of all, I don't care. I played this game. I bought this game when it came out in 2006. And this Dead Rising 1 is the only good Dead Rising game. So what Capcom has done is they've gone back up in here and they have tarnished the legacy, the labor of love that was the initial game back in 2006. They've ruined the original developer's vision. And it is a real thing. It's not me just saying stupid shit, okay? We're going to dissect this very shortly. We're going to be dissecting this very shortly. You guys are acting surprised when GTA... How many losers do you think are going to come out of the woodwork because they're clout chasers and start trashing on GTA 6 when it becomes relevant for them to do that? So many people. Oh, GTA 6 is trash. Yet here we were 2 years before the damn game came out.
Era super chatted $4.99. Dead Rising Remaster will kill the franchise worse than 4.
That's what we're talking about. Akira coming through with the $5 super chat. Let's go ahead and get you them lasers, bud. Twitch and Ash coming through with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. Dino Christ remake sucks. I don't know what you're talking about. English, please. Put words together. It is a sentence. Just speak English, coherent. I don't know how to explain this. Go back to school. Jeez. Like, you come in here and you put your message in. You have all the time in the world to type something out, right? You have there's no rush, right? And you come in here and you just type these things in the fucking section of chat where I read this. This is all about communication. This is what this is. Because you don't understand what this is. When you really break down the psychological aspect of what we're doing here, it's all about, we're virtually communicating. But why can't we do this in real life? Because we all can't come together. It's a virtual communication session. That's what this is. That's what the internet is. It's a communication device. It's a method to communicate. No different than a telephone, no different than writing. It's communication. That's what it is. Now, if in the future, in 5 million years in the future, if we could teleport instantly, the internet wouldn't exist. Because there would be no need to communicate on here when you can do it in real life with the press of a button. It's not hard to figure out. But that isn't happening in our lifetimes. We're going to go ahead and break it down. We didn't get to 300 viewers. We got 260 viewers, so we're done waiting, okay? If you guys can't come in here and figure it out, then I don't know what to tell you because we're done waiting. We're going to break this one down whether you want to hear it or not. 106 likes. We need more likes. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go do that right now. If people are talking about getting timed out or banned, you need to just start talking about video games. That's what we're here to talk about, video games. I'm not here to talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. This is not an off-topic discussion. If you can't figure it out, then I don't know what to tell you. We're here to talk about Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster more specifically. It's the world of video games. It's not called off-topic chat where you come in here and this is your own little chat room. No. The chat room is supposed to supplement my fucking beautiful face on this screen. And if you can't be bothered to talk about what the topic is, then we don't need you clogging up the chat. It's really that simple. If you don't care about Dead Rising, then catch the next stream and, it'll be another topic that you don't give a shit about. We can guarantee you that. Okay, we're going to be pulling the curtain back very shortly here, and in about, let's give it 6 minutes. 6 minutes, we're going to pull the curtain back, and we are going to dissect this one here. Hey, Siri, set a timer for 6 minutes. We have set the 6-minute timer, and with that said, we will be dissecting the Dead Rising Remaster, Deluxe, Remake, whatever the fuck this shit's called. It's a terrible game. I've seen some recent videos of a bunch of shills shilling this to the moon and back, and I just couldn't. I just can't watch from the sidelines anymore because it's a train wreck. So we have to step in and show you the reality of the situation on this one because holy fuck. This is about as bad as the fucking Resident Evil 4 remake. In fact, it might be worse because, at least Resident Evil 4 remake, it's like, well, it's Resident Evil 4. That's an outlandish game for the Resident Evil franchise to begin with. And I'm not saying the original was bad, but with that said, it's like, well, Resident Evil 4 was kind of controversial to begin with. Like, it's not really a Resident Evil game, but it is, if that makes any sense. But here we are with Dead Rising 1, and this is the same treatment. This is the same treatment. In fact, it's worse. It's literally worse. So, because they're not calling this a remake when it is. It's essentially a remake. Now, we're not going to go ahead and go down that rabbit hole and, define what a remake is. But when you have to go in and make new things, change things, alter the original vision of what the game entailed, then quite frankly, it is a remake. They've had to make new things. They've added new things in here. They have taken things away. That's not a remaster. That is that's literally a remake. That would be like saying, well, we're going to remaster the Beatles albums, but we're going to take away Ringo's fucking drum hits, right? Okay, well you're not remastering the album. You're remixing the album, right? So this is a remake for whatever reason they didn't want to call it that. It stays close to the source material, but it really doesn't, if that makes any sense. Well, for the real fans of this game, they will see the fucking disgrace that it is. But you have all these stupid idiots on this platform just chilling to the moon and back because they want to get accepted by Capcom so they can play this fucking shit early. So we got about 3 minutes and 50-something seconds, and we will pull the curtain back. We finally hit 300 viewers. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. We're only at 119 likes. We're live at youtube.com/MichaelDoesLive broadcasting right here. With 107,000+ subscribers. And once the timer expires here, we will pull the curtain back on this. And in a way that makes sense. We have a multitude of reasons on why this game is trash, and there's actually more than what I put on here. These are the biggest ones. But when we really have time to dissect this game in September, later this month, we will no doubt go in and see what's not in there, because this is a total disgrace. It's really a total disgrace. I hope you have a good day, Michael. Goodbye. Okay, well, I don't give a shit. That's parasocial. Fuck off. If you're not here to get your wallet out and support the show, then we don't want to hear you. It was a joke, but it wasn't. Okay, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and we'll pull the curtain back. Didn't ask how your day was. We're talking about video games. Dead Rising. Figure it out. That's what the topic is, bud. Imagine walking into a college classroom and saying, "Hey, professor, I hope you're having a great day." Just interrupt the whole fucking class. The class is in session. If you can't figure it out, fuck off. Jeez. I'm here to talk about the world of video games, bud. Find me the audience that wants to talk about the world of video games. Woke, 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 woke. Y'all voted for Kamala Harris, obviously. You think she's hot. That's why you're voting for Kamala. You think she's hot. Okay, we got 2 minutes, and we're going to pull the curtain back on the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. So give me a few more minutes, and we'll pull it back, and we will dissect on why this game's trash. Hope all is well, Michael. Okay, let's start banning people that say, "Have a good day, Michael." Let's start banning people that say, "Hope all is well." That's not what we're discussing. What we're discussing is Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster and how you can't afford it because your mother hired a landscaping crew to cut the grass when you couldn't get the job done. So, okay, we got 1 minute and 20 seconds, and we'll pull the curtain back here shortly. 1 minute and 20 seconds here, and we'll pull the curtain back on the Dead Rising Deluxe Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, if that makes any sense. We got 1 minute. We're going to go ahead and dissect this, so hopefully you guys are ready. We gave you plenty of time, nearly 30-plus minutes. 34-plus minutes. We're going to pull the curtain back. Hope you have a good day. Let's get you banned, bud. We don't believe in good days. We believe in talking about Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Your viewers dropped? Nope, they're actually up. We have 319 viewers. I have the stats to prove you wrong. So we don't need you to go down that road because you're flapping your gums so you don't know what you're talking about. I have the analytics. It's my channel, youtube.com/MichaelDoesLive. The viewers didn't go down. You're wrong. How are you going to sit there and say that you know more than me when it's my fucking channel and I can go into my analytics and those aren't wrong? The numbers don't lie. So you can go fuck yourself. The viewership is not down. The viewership is up. Literally. So the 2-week break, 3-week break helped because the viewership is literally up. Okay, the timer has expired. You guys can't hear it, but timer has expired, and we're going to go ahead and dissect this. The Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. This is a Dead Rising disaster. So we need you guys to lock in here. We're going to go ahead and dissect this one in a way that makes sense. Is Akira in here? Because it's your show, bud. We know you care about this, and glad to have you part of this. So this is the Dead Rising disaster. Okay? This is the Dead Rising disaster. I need you guys to lock in. Are you guys ready or not? Because we're not going to get started until you guys are ready. I want nothing but dubs and you know, show me that you're ready in the chat. Let's go ahead and do it. Dead Rising disaster. That's what this is. It's a Dead Rising disaster. Okay, we're not talking about Cyberpunk. Why don't you go back in time, buddy? You got some issues. We're not talking about Cyberpunk, okay? Why don't you go play Cyberpunk? We're not talking about Cyberpunk. I talked about that game 4 fucking years ago. Get with the times, loser. We're talking about Dead Rising We're talking about Dead Rising disaster, dumbass. Jeez. That's what we're talking about, Dead Rising disaster. We're not talking about Cyberpunk. No one cares about Cyberpunk. That's why you weren't in a Chromecast video, because you're a loser. Dead Rising disaster. He doesn't put losers in his videos. Dead Rising disaster. Let's go. Okay? I need you guys to lock in. I need you guys to lock in a way that makes sense. This is the Dead Rising disaster. Yeah, yeah, well, if you're hyped for this game, believe me, the hype is gonna deflate immediately after this. Exactly, it's woke rising, and we have a multitude of reasons on why this game's trash. I need 4channel in here, I need Reset Era in here, I need Game Talk in here, I need Game Facts in here. We need the whole shebang right up in here, okay? The whole shebang right up in here. World Wide Web, on the internet, 5,000 viewers. Go, get them in, go, boom. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. This is the Deluxe Disaster. Dead Rising Disaster. We're going to go ahead and dissect it. We don't care if you're not ready. I'm tired of waiting around. Okay, here we go. First reason, it's not my Frank West. What that means essentially is that they've ruined Frank West. How did they ruin Frank West? Frank West, right down there, you see this guy right down here? That's Frank West. First of all, they changed his look. Okay, but more importantly, they changed the voice actor, okay? It's over. Like, you do a Dead Rising remake, and you can't even get... This would be like if they remade Toy Story, and they said, well, we're not going to hire Tim Allen because Tim Allen voted for Trump. Okay? You can't do a Toy Story remake. Imagine replacing Buzz Lightyear's voice or Woody's voice. You can't do it, right? So that's what they've done here with the Dead Rising Deluxe Disaster, okay? They have changed the look of Frank West, and not only that, but more importantly, a brand new voice actor. And he's not good, okay? Now, you idiots don't care because you're fake gamers. It's as simple as that. You guys are fake gamers, and you weren't there day one in August of 2006. You weren't because you probably weren't even born. Okay? These fake gamers don't know what they're missing out on because you weren't there in the Xbox 360 generation. You weren't. And that sucks. So nonetheless, the first point right here, and this is a big one, not my Frank West. They've changed the look of Frank West. Right here is Frank West. And they've also, more importantly, changed the voice actor for Frank West. I don't care why they did it, okay? Now, I'm sure there's going to be a PC mod that fixes this day one, but that doesn't matter to me, okay? Because this is the official release, and that's what's canon. And as such, the new actor is in for Frank West, and he's trash, okay? So they've ruined the experience already because you had Frank West, a memorable character, and it was just a great time, great performance by the original voice actor, and they've changed it, okay? Again, this would be like remaking Toy Story in 5 or 10 years from now and saying, well, we're not going to hire Tim Allen because he's woke, or he's not woke, right? And that's essentially, and I'm not saying that, the voice actor is woke or not. I don't know anything about that. But what I'm telling you is that when you take the voice away from the character that people know and love, it doesn't work well. Look at Freddy Krueger. They brought Freddy Krueger back, and they had someone else play Freddy Krueger, and that shit flopped hard as hell. And that's why they haven't probably made another one since, because you just kind of can't do that, right? You have to bring the original guy back. They didn't do it. Maybe they couldn't do it. I don't fucking know. Nonetheless, this is where it stands. Start supporting the show, folks. Take your $70 and start supporting this show because I'm saving you fucking money. Quit being lazy in here, quit freeloading, and quit leeching off the fucking content and start throwing some fucking shit my way, okay? Because I'm getting sick and tired of it. This is real games journalism, and you can't support it because, well, it doesn't check all the boxes for your parasocial fantasy. Well, I don't give a shit. Because we're here to talk about video games, not, well, did you have a good day today? I don't care if you had a good day today. I really don't. I hope you had a terrible day. Dead Rising Disaster, not my Frank West. New voiceover. Not only that, but of course a new appearance. The new appearance looks like shit, and the new voice actor's trash. There you go. Okay? That's the first reason. I think we went over that about 500 times. Let's go down to the second reason. Okay? This is a big one. Censorship. Woke themes. Okay? Censorship, woke themes. Okay? This game has been censored to hell and back. And of course, it's woke. Now, I'm not going to get into what has been censored because we don't know the full extent. We don't know the full extent. But if you want to go and look it up, you can. The game has been censored. You can agree with the censorship. You can disagree with the censorship. But at the end of the day, bro, censorship is rampant here in the Dead Rising Deluxe Disaster. Simple as that. Censorship, woke themes, very prevalent throughout this brand new release. We could get into the specifics, but I'd rather not. Okay, you can look it up for yourself. There's at least 3 or 4 things, maybe more than that, on what has been altered, what has been changed. That is censorship. This is not a remaster. Why Capcom is calling this a remaster is bizarre. This is a remake. This is a, hey 4channel, hi V, this is a remake. Okay, this is not a remaster. This is a remake. When they remaster your favorite album on the anniversary, it's the same fucking sounding album. That is a remaster. When they go back in and change a few things, that is a remix. How they can come out of the woodwork and call this a remaster is stupid. Because it's not a remaster. This is not a remaster. This is a remake under the guise of a remaster. This is, I repeat, a remake under the guise of a remaster. It shouldn't be that hard to... Were you there day one buying this game in 2006? No, you weren't. So don't come in here and act like you know what you're talking about when your ass wasn't at GameStop because you couldn't download the game on the internet. That wasn't a fucking thing in 2006. I can sure as hell tell you that. I was at GameStop in August of 2006 buying this fucking game. So don't come in here and act like you're a big fan of the goddamn thing when you weren't there day one. Fuck off. It's as simple as that. So this is it right here. The Dead Rising Disaster. Not my Frank West. They've changed the look of Frank West. And not only that, but they've changed the voice of Frank West. In addition, this is censored to hell and back. Someone's finally coming through in a way that makes sense.
Cyberpunk Darren Super Chatted 20.
Who the fuck is this?
Thank you, world class.
Let's get you them fireworks, bud. That's what we're talking about. Cyberpunk Disaster coming through in a way that makes hard and strong with, I believe, the $20 super chat. Coming through in a way that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get you 20 fireworks. We're going to go ahead and wait. That's the second firework. He's getting 20 fireworks. So we're going to have a little downtime here. Grab some popcorn, share the link. Let's get 500 viewers. Third firework here for Cyberpunk Disaster. He gets 20 fireworks. It's going to take some time here, but that's okay. You guys need a breather. You weren't listening to begin with. This is the fourth firework here. Fourth firework here. Okay. For the Cyberpunk Disaster guy, just came through with the $20 super chat. This is the fifth firework here. This is the fifth firework here. This is the sixth firework here. Okay. He's getting 20 of them because he donated $20. This is the seventh firework here. Okay. It's a party out here. It is a party. Let's go to the eighth firework here. Cyberpunk Disaster coming through with a $20 super chat. Let's go with the ninth firework here. Okay. Yep. Chat should be scrolling. Chat should be moving. Quit being shy. Let's go with the 10th firework here. Okay. 10th firework here. Okay. We got 10 more to go. And then hopefully you'll come back and start listening to our rant here. We got the 11th firework here. Okay. We got the 11th firework here. We got the 12th firework here. Okay. We got the 12th firework here. Got the 13th firework here. Shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't be that hard. We got the 14th firework here. Okay. 14th firework here. We got the 15th firework here. Easy. 5 more to go. 16th firework here. That's what we love to see. That's what we love to see. 17th firework. Love to see it. 17th firework. 18th firework. Jeez. Almost done, so you guys can get back on the conversation here. You got enough time to grab some snacks, hit the like button, share the show. 19th firework, I believe. I'm losing track. And I believe this is the final one right here for Cyberpunk Disaster with a $20 super chat. Love to see it. All right, with that said, that might have been over 20 if you actually... Nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and get back into the conversation here in a way that makes sense. We have hit 150 likes. At 200 likes, we'll gift out 5 memberships if we're going to hit that number. With that said, let's just go ahead and get back right up in here. The Dead Rising Disaster, not my Frank West, new voiceover, and of course you can see, is Akira in here? Is Akira still in here? Before we move forward, because this guy's a hardcore Dead Rising guy, is Akira still in here? Why is the chat not moving? And you wonder why they even... The video game industry is not going to exist in 10 years from now. There's absolutely no way. You guys can't even communicate. You expect... We're not even going to get... Why is the chat not moving? Okay, he's in here. That's all I needed to know. Okay, we're continuing it here. We're not even halfway done, okay? But I have to go through these things about 5 times because it's special ed time in here. It's really special ed time in here. So, Dead Rising Disaster, not my Frank West. They, of course, have changed the look of Frank West. You guys know that by now. That was revealed long ago. And not only that, but the voice actor is different. You guys won't care because you didn't play the game in 2006 because you're fake gamers. We understand that, okay? With that said... this is a bigger one. Censorship, woke themes. I'm not going to get into what was censored, what was removed. And this is what's going to happen with GTA 6, okay? We have told you guys time and time again, you don't want to listen, okay? You just flat out don't want to listen. You don't want to hear it, right? I don't care. I'm buying GTA 6 day one, even if the game ain't even fucking finished. They will get my money. I don't care. But with that said, This is what's going to happen to GTA 6, and you're going to have people that are for it, and you're going to have people that are against it. More so for it because, well, the gaming industry is infested with a bunch of woke idiots. So they're going to love it. Okay? Censorship, woke themes. I'm not going to get into what has been censored. You can go and look that up for yourself. It's a multitude of things, and we don't even know the full extent of the censorship, right? We don't even know the full extent of the censorship. Okay? That's how bad this could be because they haven't shown the full game off. There's plenty of there's tons of gameplay of this remaster. But until we can really get our hands on this game and really see what's going on, we don't know the full extent. But it's very apparent that they've went in and they have cleaned it up for the modern day era, and you guys love it because you're going to vote for Kamala Harris in November. We know. You don't have to tell me, we know. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to get into the third reason right now, okay? I need you guys to lock in here. Dead Rising Disaster. Not my Frank West. They have changed the look and the voice actor for Frank West. They've ruined Frank West, okay? Censorship. We're not going to get into what was censored. You can go look that up for yourself. There's a multitude of things that are censored. Some people say it doesn't matter. Some people say that it does. The fact of the matter is that the game was censored, okay? How can you call this a remaster? This would be like if they remastered a 50 Cent album, and whenever 50 Cent said, "We in the club getting tipsy," and then he does a curse word, and then they go back and remaster that, and they pull the curse words out. No, that's not a remaster. That's a disgrace. That's what that is. So when you go back in, and this is not a remaster. The game needs to be called Remix or something, because that's more appropriate, right? That's more appropriate. Not a full-on remake, not really a remaster because, well, they fucking borked it. So with that said, this is a remix for the modern era. That's what this should be called. The Dead Rising Deluxe Remix. It's half remaster, half fucking remake, and half its own fucking woke fantasy. That's what this is. But you guys don't care. So let's continue, okay? The third reason this shit is soulless, okay? This is the same thing that happened with the Resident Evil 4 remake. This shit is soulless, okay? Now, we can go into why this is soulless, but it's hard to explain what that really... I know what it means, and you just have to feel it. And when you look at the gameplay for this slop, it's fucking soulless as hell. And I can't get into why. I mean, we could, but we don't. You guys can barely listen as it is, it seems anyway, so we don't need to get into that. But just look at the start screen of the original Dead Rising and look at the start screen of this remake. And I'm going to tell you what, bud. It's a total disaster. They have tried to make this more scary and creepy by you know what's so fucking stupid, and I wish I had a screenshot. You can look it up. But if you look at the start screen of the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, they have added fog on the ground. You know the start screen that shows the mall and the zombies walking toward... I don't even know if they walk towards the fucking mall. Oh, Lord. I can't with this game. Anyone that supports this game is a loser, and we have to get them out of this channel, okay? Because you guys are just... You are ruining the games industry. You guys are just... I can't. I just can't. I just can't. I get so worked up over this shit because you guys don't understand it. You guys never will. You don't care. You know, it's sad. Why is there fog on the ground in front of the mall? That doesn't even make sense. Where's the fog machine? Where's the dry ice? Oh, there's fog on the ground now because, well, that just makes sense, right? You know, make it make sense. So it's soulless, and we could get into why this is the case, but you guys can't handle it, so we're not going to do that, okay? We can get into what's censored. We can go real deep into this stuff. But, you know, this is surface-level bullet points because that's all you guys deserve. You don't deserve a real dissection because, well, you're not getting your wallets out and start supporting the show in a big way. So with that said, we leave it right here. Dead Rising Disaster, okay? Not my Frank West. They've changed the look of Frank West. They've ruined Frank West with the new voice actor compared to the original performance. Censorship, okay, is rampant throughout this release. This is apparently a remaster, yet the game has been censored, okay? You can go and Google and look that shit up for yourself. And then the game is, of course, soulless. And speaking of soulless, if you look at... the cover art will eventually reveal itself once we get down further here. That's the cover art. And if you look at the original cover art, it's fucking badass, you know? And this is terrible. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. You know, let's just go ahead and give Chromecat a call because, my God, we're going to need Chromecat back for this one. I mean, you know what I mean? It's absolutely insane. This is absolute fucking garbage. It's not a joke. It's not a meme. Anyone that's shilling this game is either paid by Capcom or they want approval, and they want to get in. All these creators are lonely people. That's the thing you don't understand about this. Everyone's lonely who does this. And they can lie and tell you otherwise, but it's the truth. So what they do is they play for acceptance constantly. They play for approval constantly. And whenever they're accepted from these publishers and these third-party PR firms, they just start getting this great feeling in their system. And they feel like they're validated. You know, their work is validated. That's really what's going on here. But I don't play for any of that because I couldn't fucking care less. And plus, it's very boring. You got to play it very safe, and it's not fun. So we come out here, we show you the reality of the situation, and you guys never could handle it. You still can't in 2024. But this is just the tip of the iceberg for this, okay? And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and crack open my woke Beetlejuice drink because we're thirsty. Why are we losing viewers? Okay, you tell me how we went down from 310 viewers to 255. Unbelievable. Okay, we're not done yet. If you can't discuss the game, we're going to have to get you up out of here. It's that simple. Okay? Now, this is the biggest problem. One of the biggest problems with this Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I can't even begin to tell you how terrible this release is, okay? It's now, granted, it's $50, it's not 70, but if I were Capcom, I would have slapped 70 on it. I mean, you know, these losers are going to go out and buy it anyway, so it's like, well, you might as well make some more money off it and not charge 50 when you can charge 70. But here's the thing. Even at the $50 price tag, it's still trash. They have ruined the entire game, okay? I need you guys to understand this. Akira, can you preach to these losers in here? And well, they don't. I mean, I can't believe this generation of gamers. They just sit around and play fucking Fortnite and Call of Duty and FIFA and fucking all that garbage. And really? They have ruined the entire game, okay? They have literally ruined this game. You can't argue this. You can't say Michael is wrong. They've literally ruined the entire game. Because the entire game, and I can go to the AI to confirm this, and Akira's in here, the entire game, from what I remember, and I haven't played the game all the way through since, you know, it came out, because I don't like to replay games for the most part. I mean, of course, I'd, you know, replay it just to go into the mall and have some fun with the zombies. But with that said, the full storyline, haven't played that since it basically came out. So, but from my understanding, the entire point of this game was that you were Frank West, a photojournalist. He flew in, and he had 72 hours to uncover what the hell was going on at the Willamette Mall, right? Unless I'm really dumb, that's the reality of the game in 2006. Okay, well, that whole concept is thrown out the window because now you have autosave and you have fast-forward time-changing mechanic. You didn't have any of that in the original title. You were always on the 72-hour time limit because that was the fucking premise of the game. Frank West has 72 hours to get with the fucking program. Now, they have bent the knee and have said, we are going to serve the woke libtard gamers, and they have said, here you go, we have easy mode for you, we have autosave for you, and if you don't want to wait around, you can magically just say, well, I'm going to fast forward time within the game, instead of having to wait around like in the original game, or having to work with those set in stone practices that were in the game. 72 hours, you had time limits on every fucking mission. A lot of people hated that. They couldn't handle it. And now they went back in and they wokeified this whole fucking game, and they've ruined the entire concept of this game because, again, the original title is 72 hours, Frank West going into Colorado, going to uncover what the hell is going on at this mall. The helicopter, you know, the whole game is ruined. Because that's not just the storyline, that impacts the gameplay experience. The entire game is ruined. You're not understanding, nor do you care. The entire game is ruined because autosave is on and you have the ability to fast forward time. The entire game is ruined. You didn't have those options in the original release in 2006. The entire game is ruined. It doesn't matter if it's optional. It doesn't matter if it's optional. That's not the discussion we're having. It doesn't matter if it's optional. That's not the discussion we're having. It doesn't matter. The fact that they put it in the game is all that needs to be said. It doesn't matter if it's optional, you stupid idiot. If they respected the original vision, they wouldn't have put it in the first place. But instead, they wanted to cater and pander to the modern audience. The entire premise of the storyline is 72 hours. Frank West has 72 hours. So now it's a fantasy game. It's a full-on fantasy game because Frank West has the magic ability to fucking fast forward time. Oh, it's optional. It doesn't matter. They have spat on the original developers' intentions by saying, here's this optional fast forward time. Here's this optional autosave. I don't even know if that's optional. But the autosave mechanic is not in the original game. I don't care if it's optional. That's not what we're discussing. The fact that they even thought to include these things is stupid because it spits on the face of the original vision from the actual game itself from 2006. The entire principle of the original game was Frank West was sent in 72 hours to uncover what the hell is going on this fucking mall in the middle of nowhere. How is that hard to understand? You stupid idiot. The entire game is ruined. Go back to 4channel. Go back to 4channel, because that's where you came from. Go back to 4channel and play your contrarian over there, okay? Because the entire game is ruined. It's wholly based over here. Wholly based. So that means hit the like button. That means share the show. They don't want to listen. And this is the same problem with GTA 6. Oh, you can't handle the fact that the game's going to be woke shit. Well, what do you want me to tell you? It is. And you look at GTA 4 and you say, well, GTA 4 is so amazing, it's so detailed. Well, why do you think that is? Well, we can name 3 guys that worked on the game. There's many people that worked on the game. But we can name 3 guys that worked on the game that were the literal architects of the fucking 3D GTA experience. And guess what? They're all gone. They're all gone. So you somehow think that GTA 6 is going to be great because you saw that fucking Tom Petty sizzle reel. Go back to 4channel. Okay, I'm done. You guys are not listening. You haven't listened since Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk should have been the moment where Michael got 1 million subscribers because we told you that the volcano was going to erupt and you didn't want to listen. We had the game early. You still didn't want to listen. Okay? And it's sad because you're doing it again. Okay, I'm right. I don't want to be right about these games. We don't want to play negative Nancy. We're not saying you're not going to have fun here, but if you're a Dead Rising 1 purist, this game is a no-go. And not many of you are, so I guess none of it really matters. That's what we're talking about. Someone's coming through hard and strong. 10 fireworks for you, bud.
Death cited 666.
It's what we love to see.
$10.
It's what we love to see. Let's go ahead and get you them fireworks. Let's get you 10 lasers, bud. But the lasers are a little tricky here. Let's go ahead and get you 10 lasers, bud. Death sighted 666 coming through. And as such, coming through in a way that makes sense with a $10 super chat. Let's go ahead and get you 10 lasers here. As we're out here live, ladies and gentlemen, discussing the Dead Rising woke disaster. It's 3 lasers right there, I believe. Death sighted 666 coming through. Let's get you 4 lasers here. A little tricky here on these lasers. Let's get you 4 lasers here. We're almost there. So we're talking about Death sighted coming through. Remember, for 30 months. That's what we love to see. Let's go ahead and get you them 5 lasers. We got 5 more lasers for Death sighted 666 coming through in a way that makes sense. And this is the 6th laser of the broadcast. This is the 7th laser of the broadcast here. Okay. 7th laser of the broadcast. 8th laser of the broadcast here. Okay. 8th laser of the broadcast here. 9th laser of the broadcast here. 9th laser. And last but not least, for Decided 666 coming through with a $10 super chat, the 10th laser. There you go. So we're going to continue here. And is Akira still in here? What are you thinking about these? What are you thinking about what I'm saying here today? You don't have to agree with all of it. I mean, I'm sure you do, but this is terrible. And there could be things that I'm missing. There's things on here that I wanted to put on here, but I didn't think that they were big enough. We're putting the bigger things on here. But I will tell you that this is a terrible game. So let's continue here. And the last 2 points that I have, this is just from my perspective, and I could be wrong on these 2 things. That's why there's a question mark. But from what I can tell, and I could be wrong, and again, the game isn't out yet, okay? From what I can tell, there might actually be less zombies on the screen. Now, I don't know that for a fact. That's why there's a question mark. But from the gameplay that I have briefly looked at, it seems like there might be less zombies on the screen in certain areas. And I know that sounds crazy because you would think, well, how is that the case? And maybe I'm wrong, and I hope I am. But how is that the case when we have better hardware than we did in 2005, of course, right? And originally this is a 360, Xbox 360 title. That damn console had 512 megabytes of RAM. Make it make sense. But how do you have a game here that is supposed to be a remaster with maybe, potentially, less zombies on the screen? I saw footage of the underground tunnel area, right? And in the original game, there's shitloads of zombies in there. And from what I could tell, it seemed like there was actually less zombies on the screen than in the original title. And if that turns out to be true, it's time to turn the damn game off, okay? If that turns out to be true, and I could be wrong on these last 2 things, then it's time to turn the damn game off. Akira, if this one I'm not sure of, okay? But I will tell you that from what I could see, if you type it in Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster gameplay, you'll see the tunnel gameplay eventually. There's a few videos that have an hour of gameplay out there. And honestly, it looked like there was less zombies in that tunnel. Now, obviously, I didn't sit there and fucking count, but I'm sure someone will. And I will tell you that if this is the case, it's time to never play this game again and get a refund, okay? Because honestly, that's a total disgrace. When you have modern technology, modern game engines, and you're telling me you can't put as many zombies, if not more zombies, on the screen than the original release? That's absolutely insane. Now, I could be wrong on that, okay? That we need to preface that by saying, well, we don't know for sure. That's why there's a question mark. But from what I could tell, there was actually less zombies on the screen within that instance. So, again, the game isn't out. You know, they might up the zombie count, but this is the RE engine. And there was another game, what was it, Dragon's Dogma 2. That's an open world game, and the frame rate was absolute shit on that game. And it could barely fucking run. So, you know, at least at 60 frames, from what I remember. And there must be limitations with that engine because, again, if this is true, this is absolutely just a total, beyond a disaster. And how these losers can come on here and shill this fucking game is unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's what I'm saying. But I have no confirmation because I haven't counted the zombies on the screen. And the only way to play the Dead Rising Xbox 360 version is to plug in my 360. It's not backwards compatible on Series X. I can't put the disc in and play Dead Rising 1 on Series X because for some reason it's just not backwards compatible. And I'm not buying the remastered version because here's the thing. They actually already remastered this game. But with that said, I want to play the purest form, and that's the Xbox 360 version because that's what I originally played it on. I don't want to play the PS4 version or any other version, not the Wii version. I want to play the Xbox 360 version. The game was exclusive for Xbox 360 for a little bit there.
Michael does lies.
That's what we're talking about. Ray Chronic 20. We got 20 fireworks out here. Holy shit.
$20. I hope Dead Rising has easy mode so the difficulty doesn't get in the way of me blogging about my socialist ideals.
Exactly. Yeah, well, they've catered and pandered in a way that makes sense. Ray Chronic 420 is coming through hard and strong with a $20 super chat coming through in a way that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get you them lasers, the fireworks. 20 fireworks for Ray Chronic. Coming through in a way that makes sense with the $20 super chat. That's the second firework of the broadcast here for Ray Chronic. Third firework of the broadcast. We're going to 20 fireworks here, so time to get some more snacks. Fourth firework of the broadcast here for Ray Chronic. Fourth firework here. Fifth firework here. Ray Chronic 420 coming through hard and strong with a $20 super chat. Sixth firework here. Let's go ahead and get you them fireworks here. Sixth firework of the broadcast for Ray Chronic 420. Seventh firework coming through in a way that makes sense. Love to see it. Eighth firework here. Eighth firework here. Slow start there. For the eighth firework of the broadcast, Ray Chronic 420 coming through hard and strong with a $20 super chat. Ninth firework here. Love to see it. Ninth firework of the broadcast here, Ray Chronic 420. 10th firework. We got 10 more fireworks to go. Got plenty of time to take a piss break, get some snacks. 11th firework here. We're going to 20. Coming through with a $20 super chat. 12th firework of the broadcast for Ray Chronic 420. 12th firework there. Moving on to the 13th firework of the broadcast, Ray Chronic 420. 13th firework. Love to see it. Almost there, folks. 14th firework. Got about 6 more. 14th firework. Ray Chronic 420. $20 super chat. 15th firework. Coming through hard and strong. 16th firework right here. In a way that makes sense. 17th firework. Right here, 17th firework. 18th firework right here. 2 more to go. 19th firework. Look at that right there. The computer's lagging. Man, last but not least, the 20th firework right here for Ray Chronic 420 coming through hard and strong with the $20 super chat. Love to see it. Real genuine support. No nonsense. There we go. All righty. With that said, let's go ahead and not wrap this up, but let's recap. We have one more point to go through here. The Dead Rising disaster. Not my Frank West, an all-new image for Frank West. They have updated the character model. You probably can get the old classic Frank West. I believe that's a pre-order bonus. I'm not entirely sure, but nonetheless, more importantly, there is a new voiceover. You can't change that, at least in the game natively. And that is just a total disaster. Censorship and woke themes. The game is riddled with censorship and woke themes. The left-wing gamers love it. The game is very soulless. We could dissect this further, but if you just look at the cover art for this game, it's a total disaster. I mean, it's very soulless. The loading screens are terrible. I mean, the loading screens in the original game, you had, something to look at. In this game, it's a black screen. It's totally just a disgrace to the original release. The entire game is ruined, okay? The entire game is ruined. You have autosave, I believe, on by default. You might be able to turn it off. I'm not entirely sure. You might not be able to. But you also have the fast-forward time mechanic. Now, you could argue, and you will argue, that these are optional, but the fact of the matter is that they shouldn't have put these in to begin with because it really ruins the entire premise of the game. 72 hours to uncover what's happening at the Willamette Mall. Photojournalist Frank West, right? Okay, and potentially less zombies on the screen. And last but not least, is there also less blood, okay? Now, the reason why I say that is because I have yet to see gameplay, and I could be wrong on this, but I have yet to see gameplay of Frank West getting all bloody. Because I remember going into the hardware store in Dead Rising 1, And you get the chainsaw, you get the weed whacker, you get the lawnmower, all these things. You know, Frank West would get really bloody, right? Unless I'm thinking of a different game. Maybe it's Dead Rising 4 or something, or Dead Rising 3. I can't remember, but I believe it's Dead Rising 1. And Frank West would get very, very, very bloody. Now, I've seen some blood on Frank West in this Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, but is there less blood? That's one thing we're going to have to test out as well, because they have no gameplay footage of the hardware store, and that's a great store. And to go in and just have so much fun in Dead Rising 1. It really is a fantastic store. So when you go in there, and if Frank West isn't totally bloody, then they have really screwed this one up. But they've already screwed it up because the game is totally just a total disgrace to any Dead Rising 1 fans across the board. If you're a Dead Rising 1 purist and you're going on the internet and flapping them gums and saying that this game's fantastic, then quite frankly, you're an idiot. And you're not a Dead Rising 1 purist. You have to sit here and say, well, were you there day one in 2006? I was there day one in 2006. That's the reality of the situation. I was there day one in 2006. Okay? I was there day one in 2006. August 8th of 2006. I was there day one. This was you don't understand. In 2006, this was the biggest fucking game. It isn't now, because there's a zombie game a dime a dozen. But in 2006, to have a different game other than Resident Evil or some other bullshit like that, because there wasn't any Walking Dead, there wasn't any fucking this, that, and the third. You basically had a Resident Evil and you had a few other things, but the zombie market wasn't oversaturated yet. They had a lot of, House of the Dead, Resident Evil, Silent Hill. There's not zombies, but you get what I'm saying, right? 2006, guys. Okay. It's not like this game came out yesterday, right? So 2006, Xbox 360, this is the biggest fucking game. Dawn of the Dead basically meets a video game. That's what this basically was. And I think there was a dispute over that as well. So that's essentially what this was. It's like, wow, a zombie game in a mall, it's Dawn of the fucking Dead. Video game form. Obviously Capcom's, iteration of it, but, it's very close to the movie in several aspects. And it's very fascinating. Wow, you get everything can be utilized as a weapon in the mall. That's fantastic, right? Great premise. And they just have thrown it all away here. They've just really just turned this one into a total disaster. Because how you can sit here and call this a remaster is bewildering. How you could sit here and call this a remaster when it's not a remaster is bewildering. This is not a remaster. It's a remix. That's a more appropriate tagline. It might not sell as well, but that's really what this is. They're taking old, they're taking new, they're fusing it together. That's what's happening here. It's literally a remix. It's not a remaster. A remaster is basically cleaning things up, making things look better without altering it too much. That in my opinion, is a remaster. When you're going in and saying, no, 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 then you've already failed, right? That's what they've done. They have taken things away. They have censored things. It's soulless. The entire game concept is ruined. 72 hours to uncover what's happening at the Willamette Mall. That's all thrown out the window because time isn't a gameplay mechanic anymore because of the optional fast-forward mechanic autosave. Okay, you got the fast-forward mechanic. You don't have to sit there and wait anymore, right? You don't have to figure all this time management shit out. You can just say, well, let's fast-forward to the next whatever, right? Or let's load up the last autosave. Well, you didn't have that in the original release in 2006. This is why you guys don't care. This is why the games industry is in a crash right now. Did you see the report that Sony is, well, I can't remember what it said, but it wasn't good. Concord just got delisted from the PlayStation Store and Steam. I think you could still go out and buy Concord on disc. If you go to your local store, I'm sure they're still selling Concord. Now, I'm not sure if that game will be worth any money, but probably won't because the game won't work on disc when they turn the servers off. I think they've already turned the servers off, right? So I guess it's useless, but I guess you can sit there and say you own it. So you can buy Concord still if you find it in the store, but by tomorrow they might be pulling that game off the store shelves because they've shut it down. But with that said, the gaming industry is in the worst spot that it's ever been in. And now at this point, it's basically up to GTA 6 to really flip it on its head. And when, the PlayStation 5 Pro doesn't need to exist, it's very evident that thing is just Hopefully that doesn't come out this year because it doesn't need to come out this year. I think they can push that one back for a whole nother year, but if they do that, then they're going to have to up the specs even further, and they probably just don't have that in the pipeline. So, because there's no software to sell for that thing. GTA 6 is the software to sell for the PS5 Pro. No one cares about Bloodborne except for the 5 losers that don't get outside of their parents' basement on the internet, right? I'm telling you, you want to sell the PS5 Pro, you say GTA 6, the place to play, is right here on the PS5 Pro. That's how you do it. Because what is Xbox's answer? Xbox doesn't have an answer, as far as we know, to the PS5 Pro. Now, they might, but right now they haven't shown their cards, and there's seemingly no leaks, right? From what I've seen anyway. So, with that said, what is their answer to the PS5 Pro? Well, they don't have an answer, right? They don't seemingly have an answer. So Sony can come out of the woodwork and use that as to their advantage and say, well, you want to play GTA 6 and you want to have the best experience with this as possible, the biggest game on the goddamn planet, you do it right here on the PlayStation 5 Pro. That is going to move units. You cannot sell the place, because if you're going down the internet darling route, you are going to sell 5 fucking units. Okay, these losers don't get outside of their basement. You think they're going to go to the store and pick up a PS5 Pro? They're not going to do it. You know, every time there's a new GPU, these poor broke peasants complain about the new GPUs because they're just jealous that they can't afford it. It's not that the tech is inferior. It's not that NVIDIA isn't doing the right thing. It's that you can't afford it, and therefore you're mad. Well, I don't know what to tell you. That's how technology works. You buy one thing, and then 6 months later, a new thing comes out. That's how it works. That's how cars are too, right? Okay, they make a new fucking Mustang every fucking year. So are you mad that the new Mustang is going to, make yours obsolete? Well, you shouldn't be, because that's a crazy mindset to have. But I will tell you that this is a total disaster, and these are just the biggest points. I mean, I might have missed something here and there. But let's go through this again, because you guys weren't listening for the first 2 segments here. Dead Rising disaster, okay? This is a total disaster. Not my Frank West, okay? An all-new version of Frank West with a brand-new voice actor, just absolute garbage. Censorship, woke themes, we're not going to get into that. You can go Google all of that. Soulless, okay? Look at the cover art for this game. That's the cover art for this game. It's fucking trash, okay? I'm serious. It's total trash. Go look at the original cover art and tell me that this looks fucking better. This looks like they put this together in Microsoft Paint in 5 seconds. Absolute garbage. Soulless from top to bottom. The entire game is ruined. Autosave enabled. Fast forward time mechanic. You can argue it's optional. It doesn't matter. The fact that it's in here is just a disgrace to the original vision of the game. And it ruins the entire concept of the game. 72 hours to uncover what the fuck was going on. Now you don't have to worry about any of that, because, well, the game just doesn't exist anymore. It's a totally different game because, well, we're gonna throw in the handicap fucking, oh, we got autosave turned on, we got this, It's ridiculous. There could be potentially less zombies on the screen, okay? From what I could tell, it seemed like there was less zombies in certain areas, which is not good to hear. Not good to see. And there might also be less blood on Frank West. I have yet to. These are the last 2 things we would have to test out to confirm, because no one's going to play it like I do. And with that said, we would have to test those out to be totally sure. You make no good points. Well, you make no good chat, so we're going to get you up out of here, bud. Okay, is Akira still in here? Is there anything that I missed? Is there anything that I missed? It's a Dead Rising disaster. The physical copies are not out until release. It's only digital. Well, that's okay, because you guys said Black Myth Wukong was Game of the Year. Guess what? That game doesn't exist. There's no disc for Black Myth Wukong. No one cares. It's Game of the Year, right? Black Myth Wukong is awesome. It's anti-woke, right? That's the only thing that matters, right? It's not the gameplay. It's not the core gameplay loop. It's not the bosses. It's not this. It's not that. None of that matters, right? Yeah, apparently this game was outsourced as well. I don't know if that is true or not, but I've also heard that as well. We're not saying you're not going to enjoy it, but we're just saying that, well, this is a total disgrace to the original vision of the game. It's not that hard. Yeah, people are going to still buy the game. Well, why would I care? You can buy the game or you cannot buy the game. I really couldn't care less. This is my channel. It's my opinion on the game. You can agree with it. You can disagree with it. You can ignore it. I don't care. I'm going to share my opinion just like you can share yours. So it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Okay, this guy is saying Neo Board Entertainment is the dev on the Dead Rising Disaster. Okay. I don't know who they are. So you're saying Capcom didn't even do this? Well, we obviously know the original team didn't do this. They're long gone, probably. You touched based on. You touched based on. You touched based on. You touched. I can't read. Touched based on every issue. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know. The thing is that Dead Rising isn't really big. I mean, it's big. It was more big in 2000. This isn't Resident Evil big, right? Dead Rising still sells, don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's obviously... The last Dead Rising game came out about 7 years ago, right? 8 years ago? So it's a franchise that's basically 6 feet under at this point. So there's not much popularity behind this. You know, quite frankly, they should have just remade the game from the ground up at this point. Not remade it, but brought it back and said, let's just do something different with Dead Rising. Okay, we're not talking about Black Myth. See, every time this is what you guys do all the time. We come on here and we talk about a specific game, and then you guys come on here, and then you don't want to talk about this game, and then when we talk about a different game, then you want to talk about the other game that we do. It's ridiculous. You complain about your chat, but only have 2 people that are allowed to type as much as they want in spam. I have no idea what you're talking about. The chat is wide open. There's more than 2 people chatting. I have no idea what you're talking about. Get your head examined. Crobecat just popped. Crobecat just posted and disappeared in here. Really? Oh, what the fuck? Crobecat was in here. What did he say? What did Crobecat say? Crobecat was in here. Bro, I thought you guys were trolling. Does anyone know what he said? It says message deleted. Crobecat was in here. Holy shit. Well, he might come back. I don't know what he said. I wasn't looking at the chat. There's 5 paragraphs every time someone's chatting in here. You can't keep up. Does anyone know what he said? You guys aren't even listening. Yeah, Crobecat was in here, but you don't know what he said. I don't know what he said. No one was looking? We're going to wrap it up. We're about ready to wrap this up, folks. You guys do not want to listen. You guys can't listen. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's unbelievably sad. Well, I already told you guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Once we start playing this slop, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, look at the cover art. The cover art is all you need to know. Dead ass. Look at that cover art and tell me that is terrible. Like, it's just so terrible. It's not even funny. Guys, if we hit 200 likes, we're going to gift out 5 memberships. You guys didn't want to listen. That's why I didn't want to cover this game, because you guys don't want to listen. You know, we try and cover GTA 6. We try and tell you that that's going to be terrible. And we don't want these games to be terrible, believe me, but it's just the reality of it. Okay? And you guys still don't want to listen. Hello, Earth to viewers. Hello, Earth to viewers. But, you know, when Dreamcast guy gets his ugly mug on the fucking camera, you guys just love it. I don't understand. I don't get it. They're remaking Lollipop Chainsaw. I don't care. Really don't care. Okay, but you're listening, but you're not listening. It's going in one ear and out the other. It's white noise to you, okay? If anyone else made a video like this, you guys would be glued to the screen and engaging with the content in a way that makes sense. You guys are not even disagreeing. You don't care. Why don't you care? Why is Capcom making this? Why does the games industry exist if you guys don't care? I don't understand. How is money being made when no one cares anymore about the games industry? Concord they just pulled the plug on that. The game was out for 7. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Yeah, it's the Beetlejuice drink, okay? It's woke as hell, and that's the reality. It looks like Beetlejuice, too. Look at this shit. Can we see that right there? You guys can't see it. Okay, Akira's in here. He says it's not a remake. It's a legit remaster with no-cut content. Oh, you're talking about the Chainsaw game? We're not talking about Lollipop Chainsaw. I don't care about Lollipop Chainsaw. You know who wrote that game? James Gunn. James Gunn's super woke. So if you guys like woke, then there you go. Now, maybe he wasn't woke yet when he wrote that game, but nonetheless, James Gunn wrote that game. And he's the most woke Marvel dude in Hollywood or whatever he does. You guys love that Marvel slop. I couldn't tell you.
Michael does lies.
Lewis is coming through. That's what we love to see.
Lewis super chatted £19
Oh,
and
motherfucking
99
shit.
pence.
20
Name
fireworks.
one good remake.
Name one good remake, yeah. That's what we're talking about. Lewis is in the building coming through hard and strong. Let's get you 20 confettis. Lewis is in the building coming through hard, unless you want something else. Lewis is in the building coming through hard and strong with the $20 super chat. It's what we love to see. In the building plowing through. That's, I think, at 3 or 4. Lewis is in the building coming through in a way that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get you this confetti here. We're at the 4th confetti here. And coming through in a way that makes sense. We're coming through with 5 confettis now. Love to see it. Lewis in the building coming through with the $20 super chat. The 6th confetti right here. Coming through in a way that makes sense. Supporting the show. Real games journalism right here. And you don't want to hear it. Oh, we got the fucking balloons now. What the fuck? Holy shit. We got balloon. We got confetti. Motherfucking party out here. Right there. We'll go ahead and count that. That's like 7 or 8, right? I'm losing track here. I think this is the 8th confetti here. Could be wrong. If we fuck it up, apologize. 9th confetti here. 9th confetti. 10th confetti of the broadcast right here. 10th confetti of the broadcast right here. 11th confetti right here. Okay. 12. Let's go. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. Oh, Lord. Look at that right there. 18. 2 more. 19. 20. Boom. So we're talking about Lewis in the building coming through hard and strong with a 20. In a way that makes sense. We have yet to hit the goal here. Silent Hill 2 will be a peak remake. I don't. Okay, we're not talking about Silent Hill 2. First of all, it's not October, bud. Okay, that game don't come out until October. It's 2 months away. You can't even come on here and tell me what you're even looking at. That's how brain dead some of you guys are. It's ridiculous. But if Dreamcast guy gets on the goddamn camera, you're like, oh yeah, Dreamcast guy. You're just in bed. You can't get enough of it. What's up, gamers? Really? Gamers, by the way. You guys can't handle this discussion. We knew this was the case. You can't listen. Is Akira still in here? Let's see what he's saying here. Let's get it back on track. We're not talking about Silent Hill 2 Remake. We're not talking about Concord. We're not talking about GTA. I mean, I could start talking about GTA 6 right now. You want me to tell you the biggest disaster in gaming? Well, I mean, look no further than GTA 6 because the writing is on the wall. The proof is in the pudding. Dan Houser doesn't leave his fucking company unless he has a reason to leave his company. Do you understand what that means? No, you don't, because you don't want to admit it. Because Netflix didn't make a documentary about, well, who the fuck's behind Rockstar Games? Guess what? It's the Houser brothers. Wow. Sam and Dan. Dan fucking left. And guess who joined him? Laszlo. Michael Unsworth. Wow. And guess what? Your favorite game, GTA 4. The lead technical directors are fucking gone. Michael Fowler was the last guy, the veteran, for a lead technical director on GTA 5. And guess what? He's gone too. Leslie Benzies is gone. The whole fucking team's gone. And yet you somehow think that GTA 6 is going to be great when these woke devs are saying that they don't want to go back to the office. They're going to anonymously type to Jason Schreier and tell him that they don't want to go back to the office. And yet you stupid idiots think that this company can fucking pull off the magic that they once did. You have to be a stupid idiot to believe that. God, I just swear you guys have the lowest IQ in here. It must be the eyeballs. You just come right in like, oh yeah, you know. Jeez. If Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman and whoever fucking else left the team in the Bulls in the 90s, then what a fucking team wouldn't be the same. And yet you somehow can't correspond that. You can't look at that analogy and say, well, yeah, that makes sense. No, you can't. Because Red Dead 2 is gone. Well, guess what? The main guy who fucking worked on the mission design of Red Dead 2 is gone as well. So you can take your woke slop 6 and you can say it's the greatest game in the world. I don't care. Because there's no way in hell, unless it's a miracle, that game's going to be even remotely worthwhile. They're going to up the graphics, and you guys are going to say it's a fucking masterpiece. Well, wait until I get a hold of the game. Give me 10 minutes with GTA 6. 10 minutes. That's all I need. 10 minutes with GTA 6, open world gameplay, and I can sit there and pause it after that 10 minutes and tell you this is either something fucking truly special or the game was a total fucking disaster. There won't be in the middle because it's either going to be this miraculous fucking thing that just pushes the goddamn video game industry, more specifically the open world genre, to heights it's never been before, or it's going to be 13 years or whatever the fucking year is of disappointment. They have already shot themselves in the foot because they've waited so long to make the game. So now the expectations are way up here. The expectations are extraordinarily high. Too high for even the best in the world to match those expectations and certainly go above and beyond. Okay, well, Dan Houser left. Dan Houser's woke? Okay, well... I didn't say that the previous time. I mean, I remember playing GTA 4 in 2008 and looking at this dialogue and thinking, like, who talks like this? Like, they don't talk like normal human beings. And I think that's one way they can win people over is if they get these characters to be a little bit more believable, instead of talking like they, like they have this, the characters sound too smart. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like they just had this like fucking.
Sourceless super chat.
That's what we're talking about.
The brutal reality. Half the chat is traumatized, including me.
Well,
GTA
go watch your
6
favorite
is
show.
over.
I'm sure they're live talking about the latest topic, which is probably Concord. So that's what we're talking about. Sourceless coming through. Let's get you them 10 fireworks, bud, coming through in a way that makes sense. Hard and strong with a 10. As we are out here live, ladies and gentlemen, with the second firework for Sourceless coming through hard and strong with a $10 super chat. That's not a firework. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and try this again here. The sun's affecting the image. The second firework here of the broadcast for Sourceless. The third firework of the broadcast for Sourceless right here. Okay. The fourth firework of the broadcast here for Sourceless. Boom. We got 6 more to go. The fifth firework of the broadcast for Sourceless right here. The fifth firework of the broadcast for Sourceless right here. The sixth firework of the broadcast for Sourceless right here. What number are we on? I'm already forgetting. The sixth firework of the broadcast for Sourceless here. Seventh. Eighth. 2 more to go. Ninth. 1 more to go. And last but not least, the 10th firework of the broadcast for Sourceless. Coming through in a way that makes sense. That's what we love to see. Well, my fireworks are apparently woke. Why? Because the color combination. Well, you can't customize. My graphics are just that. Name one show that gives you that. You can't name one show on the internet that does this. I shit you not. Show me one show. And if they have it, they copied me. And I can tell you right off the bat, if doesn't exist. I'm not pulling the camera down. We're going to have the sun right up in. You guys are not moving the chat. The chat is totally dead. Dan Hauser wrote Red Dead Redemption 2, and that was woke. Okay. Well, we're not saying... I'm not going to talk about that game. Okay. I've already said everything I needed to say about that game about 8 years ago. Well, not 8 years, 6 years ago. And actually, I made a video. I made multiple videos on Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay? If you're too lazy to go back and watch them, I don't care. They're well thought out points. We have really, we put a lot of time to making videos back then, so they're great videos, okay? They're not streams, okay? You guys are a fan of streams. Those are videos. They're concise. They're to the point. We showed you the cracks of Red Dead Redemption 2 and 6 years ago, and you guys didn't want to listen. I got blocked by a bunch of woke fucking engineers at Rockstar Games. This guy with the fucking beard. I've never once interacted with this loser, and the motherfucking blocked me. He couldn't handle me criticizing his game. And somehow he saw the video and got fucking pissed. Because I said, well, this game isn't detailed because the nails aren't going into the goddamn wood. It's a fallacy. The game's a fallacy. They're not building the house in fucking Valentine. Or Strawberry, whatever that damn town is. Right next to the camp in the first fucking chapter of the game or whatever the fuck. They're not building the house. And then you losers defend it and say, well, you're not supposed to look. No, bullshit. I can do whatever I want. It's an open world game, bitch. And you losers just sit there and defend that shit and say, well, the house gets completed. No, it doesn't until you could just sit there and run the in-game clock all day and all night. Nothing gets fucking accomplished. It's a fallacy. To me, the game was trash. So here's the thing. They're going to do the same thing in GTA 6. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. They're going to do the same thing in GTA 6. I can guarantee you that. So when there's construction in GTA 6, it will be finished over time. But not probably, and this is where it should change, but I'm going to assume not probably within the in-game clock. It should be based off of the in-game progression. Not based off of the in-game progression, but rather the in-game clock. If you want to spend 200 days playing as Arthur Morgan and go fishing or whatever the fuck you want to do in the open world, hunt, whatever, right? Okay, well, you should see some progress in what they're doing. Maybe not full progress. You have to have 2 layers to this. Keep the big progression tethered to the story missions, right? You beat these story missions, eventually you come back and you see the progression, right? But you also have an in-game clock progression on the side that distills the believability a little bit better. It's not hard. These woke devs don't know how to do anything. They don't play video games. They're on Twitter bitching about their pronouns and Donald Trump. I mean, so that's why the games industry's in the shitter. GTA 6, Sweet Baby Inc. Well, we already know that. The game's going to be woke. If Red Dead 2 is a woke, we're not going to get into that, but Red Dead 2 is woke. You have a cowboy that sits on the fence when things get a little hot. That's a spineless character. And the reason why they did that is because Red Dead Redemption 2 is a remake, is essentially a remake of the first game. They copied and pasted the entire thing. The main protagonist dies at the end in a tragic way. It's so sad. And then it goes to the prologue, it goes to the epilogue or whatever the fuck that's called. And then you play as a new character and get revenge. It's trash. It's the same fucking game. I've already played it. And you just sit there and it's just copy and paste of all these missions. Red Dead Redemption, I hate talking about it because you guys it's just a sensitive game. Like you guys worked on the game for fucking 8 years. You didn't. I've already dissected the game. Go watch the videos. I'm not going to sit here and put it up on the screen because you're too lazy to look at it. I've literally talked about the same thing for 7 years. The same points for 7 years, and you guys are too stupid to go back and watch the videos. It's sad. Well, someone told me that Elder Scrolls Daggerfall is the best game, and I looked that up, and it's actually free to play. And I'm like, well, shit, I might start playing that. I might start playing Daggerfall, Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. I've never played it. It said it's free on Steam. I didn't know it was free. The map is huge. It's probably got more details in the NPCs than Red Dead 2. I might have to fuck play that shit. That's 1996 video game. I mean, shit. I am expecting some detail. The further you go back, the more detailed the games may be. Okay, let me ask you guys this. Since you don't want to discuss Dead Rising, why does this always go back to GTA 6? Because you guys aren't listening. That's why. We should have 2,000 viewers in here. Where are the 2,000 gamers at? They're too busy playing Black Ops 6. Ain't nobody got time for that crap. No, the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster isn't out. If it were, we would be playing it for about one stream and then turning it off because it's not worth more of our time. It's a disgrace. We've already dissected it. If you can't be bothered to go back, then we'll flash it up on the screen. I'm not going to read it, though. There you go. You can pause it. You won't like Daggerfall? You haven't played it, bud. You haven't played it. These losers, you haven't even... 1996 is when I believe Daggerfall came out. Maybe 97, 95. I don't fucking know. Don't sit here and act like you played that when it came out, okay? Because you'd be fucking 50 years old. No one cares. We didn't ask you. This is not Dear Diary, the show. Dear Diary, I did this today. I don't care. Go talk to Dr. Phil or some shit. Damn. Oh, we finally hit 200 likes. Well, we're about 2 hours into the broadcast. It took you guys that long to hit the damn like button. That's pretty pitiful. Nonetheless, we'll gift out the 5 memberships like we said. Okay, how do we do this? There we go. Membership gifting. There we go. 5 members gifted out. These losers won't even interact with the show either. They get these free memberships, these free handouts, and then they won't come in here. Losers. I was really hoping that we didn't hit the goal, but you guys, we're going to have to push the goal up to 250 now. Give me 1 membership. I'm always here. I've never seen you before. Let's go. Why can't you continue the discussion? Why do I always have to do the heavy lifting? You guys have no input. You have no thought. You have no opinion on any of this crap. You want to sit there and say, Dear Diary, I ordered a milkshake today and I put my tongue in it and I loved it. Well, that's great. I don't care. You can't talk about Dead Rising. You can't talk about GTA 6. Hell, you can't even talk about Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. So what do you want me to do? I've already laid out my points. I've already exhausted my points. I gave you my take on it. You have nothing to say. Well, that's great. We're just going to sit here then. Because that's where you guys decided to put the show. You guys have nothing to say. I don't care if you got banned. We'll get you banned again, bud. Because that's all you want to talk about. Video games. Video games. It's not one word, it's two. Video games, okay? Get it through the head. Video games. Video games. Well, I was hoping for these Dead Rising fanboys to come in here and challenge this, and that's what this show is supposed to be. You can't get these people in here though because they know they're going to lose. They can't come in here and go 12 rounds. They have nothing to say. That's why we don't open up the lines, because they have nothing to say. They want to talk politics or some other bullshit like that. I don't got time for that. There's millions of other politics shows. We're talking about video games. We're not talking about who you voted for. That's not relevant to the discussion. I mean, it kind of is, but it isn't. There's not much to say about modern Capcom games. Okay. I disagree. If there wasn't anything to say, I wouldn't have came out here. If there wasn't anything to say, I wouldn't have come out here. I don't care if you have nothing to say. I have a lot to say. I'll talk about GTA 6 for the next 2 years. I don't care. And I don't care if anyone listens. I don't care, okay? I don't care if we have 5 viewers. I don't care if we have 1 viewer. I really don't care. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about, and that's what it's going to be. You either watch or you don't. I don't care. Okay? I really don't care. I don't care. 5 viewers, 1 viewer, 0 viewers, I really don't fucking care. I can talk to a brick wall about GTA 6 because it's basically the same thing as doing it. I mean, really, honestly, I can go talk to that fucking tree right over there, but the tree behind me. I can go talk to the tree about GTA 6. There wouldn't be much difference. You haven't debunked any of my points. You haven't debunked any of my points. My points are all facts, except for the last 2. The censorship is a fact. That is not an opinion. The new voiceover is a fact. That is not an opinion. Soulless, that could be in the eye of the beholder, but I would argue that that's not really an opinion either. I think that's pretty apparent. The entire game is ruined by the change of mechanics. That's a fact. Those are changes within the game. That's not an opinion. I'm failing to see where you have any say on any of that. I don't care. I didn't ask what you thought of me. Okay? We're not talking about me. We have Frank West on the fucking screen for a reason for you guys to understand that we are talking about Dead Rising. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. But you guys can't handle it. And we got to get these schizo spammers up out of here. It might be time to wrap it up. Because we went through the points. We've hit the 2-hour mark nearly. And you guys have nothing to say. That's why I didn't want to cover this, Akira, because I knew this was going to be the case. Now, we had 300 viewers earlier because someone probably shared the link somewhere and they took it down. But I will tell you that the only way this is going to work is if we can get people in here that actually want to discuss the video game. Otherwise, this doesn't work because it's not really a big game. This isn't GTA 6. And even if we talked about GTA 6, the trailer isn't coming out, and trailer 2 is probably not coming out for another 3 or so months. We don't even know if it's coming out then. But I will tell you that the only time they're going to be able to talk about GTA 6 is when the trailer 2 comes out. That's the only time these normies can get on board with that conversation. They can't get on board with the conversation in August of 2024, now September of 2024, October of 2024. They won't be able to get on board with the conversation. They have to wait until Rockstar says, let's pull the curtain back for trailer 2. Why do I need to see trailer 2? Why do I honestly need to see trailer 2? Because what that's going to confirm is it's going to confirm something, and I don't know if we're ready for that. To be honest, I mean, I really don't, because it's either going to confirm that it's actually, well, there is potential here, or no, this looks like it's basically a reskin of Red Dead Redemption 2. There is no censorship in the remake. Okay, you're not allowed, that you're not rebuttaling it. You're just making statements, blanket statements, without saying anything. If there's no censorship, then tell me how I'm wrong. That's a blatant lie. Removing things is censorship, bud. That would be like, muting a cuss word in a song. That's censorship, dumbass. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. How where are my mods? How is that not censorship? It is. You're wrong. Let's get you banned, bud. I can't with these losers. They have a peanut-sized brain. This loser's saying that the game isn't censored. It is, objectively. The game is censored. You're wrong. So you're saying if they censor a curse word on a song, that's not censorship, because that's what you're essentially saying. So I went out and bought a 50 Cent album back in the day, and it was censored all to hell. That's what that is. It's censorship. The song was censored. So what you're saying is that's not censorship. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get you banned. Who was it? No, I'm fine. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not saying that, but no one's talking about the game in here. They're just saying, oh, you're so wrong. But you're not discussing any of these points. You're not saying anything to contest any of this. You're just sitting there and saying I'm wrong. That's not contesting any of it. That's saying, well, I disagree. And that's fine. You can disagree, but you're not adding anything to the conversation in any sort of meaningful way. Haven't you went to debate class? You probably didn't. You probably didn't. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. The trailer 2 will confirm. There's 256 viewers, and we have one person chatting. Are the viewers even real? Because at this point, I'm starting to really question. How many viewers do we have? How many viewers did we have? 345 viewers. Where did they all go? Make it make sense. None of them wanted to actually, if they did discuss it, I didn't see it because I was busy making my points. So if you actually wanted to discuss the game, well, guess what? I didn't see it. I really didn't see it. So you should have waited until the end so we can actually discuss this back and forth. Dead Rising 2 Remake will be woke. No one cares about Dead Rising 2. We'll put it up on the screen again because you guys aren't listening. Let's just leave it up on the screen right here. Let's just leave it up on the screen because you guys seemingly just can't figure it out. None of this matters, and that's the reality of it. None of it matters because you guys can't handle it. Well, that's why I didn't want to. Akira, that's why I was so hesitant to cover this, and we probably won't talk about. We'll talk about it further, but not as frequent because people can't handle it. And I knew this was going to be the case. It's about like covering GTA 6 3 years before it comes out. People just can't handle. Well, not 3 years, but year and a half from now, whatever it is. Okay, this guy's coming in here with Chat GPT. Let's get you up out of here. We got fucking robots in here. Okay. We're not talking about mods. That has nothing to do with the conversation. Very off topic, very disrespectful. So we'll start banning. I don't care where the mods went. I literally couldn't care less. If they show up, great. If they don't show up, well, I don't care. But you guys do. So maybe you should go make a show and talk about my mods so you can get some money instead of coming into my chat room and doing nothing. There you go. But you won't put in that work. Well, there's nothing to be sorry about. I really don't care. I really don't care. The show goes on whether or not we have 0 viewers or 5. I don't really give a shit. Don't care. People come and go all the time. They've come and gone for literally years. Literally don't care. So, but if you want to go into the business for yourself, you can go ahead and do that. I don't care. We're here to cover video games. We're not here to cover your feelings about what you think about my show. I really couldn't care less. That has never been a factor on this show. Never once. But if you want to get personal, then well, just shows the mental illness that is holding you back. Video games, that's what we're talking about. You can't discuss it. We had it up on the screen. You have no opinion on this game. That's why, Akira, I said, well, I don't want to, I want to cover this game, and I want to have some fun, but no one in the chat is corresponding with what we're saying. They're just not. No one can sit here and say, well, Michael, you're wrong about this specifically. They're making blanket statements, and they're saying, well, you're so wrong, you're so wrong. How am I wrong? You're not explaining how I'm wrong. You're not explaining anything in relation to what we're talking about. Exactly. Exactly. We have GTA 6 streams where we discuss GTA 6 all day and all night. And people can't handle that either because they need these people. They don't, the truth be told is that these people can't handle streams. They want video content within a stream, and that's not what this is. That's what I'm saying. Turbo Bastard coming through with a $2 super chat swapped. Asian Boss to white, but not a remake, by the way. Yep. Well, and that's the stuff I didn't really want to get into because, people can't handle it already. But I've already said, the censorship is rampant. And again, it's not a remaster. It's not a remaster. They're calling this a remaster, and that is, in my opinion, just very inaccurate. Because they've made changes. There's a massive dolphin statue in the mall now. That wasn't in the original game. I don't care if that's like cut content or whatever. It looks stupid. They've actually changed the mall in this game to make it look more like grand, and I think that's a bad approach because really, honestly, it's supposed to be in a small town. And this thing looks like it's the fucking Mall of America in the middle of nowhere in Colorado. And they have now this giant fucking dolphin statue, and it just doesn't look... Nobody remembers Frank West? Well, that's because the franchise has been... they haven't made a Dead Rising game in 7 years, 8 years. What do you don't, people don't know Dead Rising. That's why it's hard to cover this game, and that's why Capcom has sent out so many review copies and early access demos, rather, to all these shills so they can do the free advertising for them. That's basically what's going on. If you type in Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, look at how many fucking videos there are for this game. There's actually a shitload, and they're all basically saying that the game's amazing. We're not going to name names, but they're all basically saying that this game's fucking fantastic. Now, you tell me why that's the case. Because they're in bed with the publisher, they're getting free fucking shit. It's not hard. And more specific, more, early access. They're giving all of them demos because they're shilling. The Mall of America is in the middle of nowhere? Okay. I don't know. We're going to have to wrap this up. We've hit the 2-hour mark here. We are going into overtime, and I think it's time to wrap it up. Let's see how much. Colorado doesn't have small towns. That's probably you're probably not even from the U.S. I bet you're from Europe because half the fucking chat is seemingly from Europe, which I don't understand. That's why you guys can't support the show because Oasis came back and those. How much were the Oasis tickets? How much were the Oasis tickets? For Wembley Stadium, right? They have already all sold out. How much were the Oasis tickets? Because I know you guys bought them. You just couldn't wait to go hear that fucking Wonderwall shit. How much were the Oasis tickets? £5,000, by the way. They were $300 for what kind of seat? Let me go look it up because you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. You don't even know who Oasis is. I swear, these people in here. Never seen such folk. Okay, oasis.net.com. What the fuck? Wannabe Beatles band, like, yikes. How do you go to the tour? I guess it's over with already. I don't know. I guess they sold the tickets and that's it. Where are the tickets at? Oasis tickets 2025. Maybe you can't. I don't know. I think it's over with. I was wanting to see how much they were. Okay, July 5th. Oh, it's next year. Well, GTA 6 won't even be out by then. Oh, shit. Oh, they're not playing at Wembley. What the fuck? Never mind, they are. Wembley Stadium, July 25th, 2025. See tickets. How many tickets? One ticket. Because we're an incel. Okay, continue. $552? $552? And you're way up there? Wembley Stadium is huge. If you're over, video games are for incels, but if you're going to concerts over the age of 30 years old and you're spending hundreds of dollars for 90 minutes of entertainment, you're an idiot. Just straight up an idiot. Unless the band is like actually for the fans and they don't charge a fucking... I mean, that's absolutely insane. Jeez. I don't go to concerts anymore. I don't do that. I got hearing loss from concerts. I don't do that. It's not fun. It's woke. And I've seen the other side of it too. The backstage stuff, the green room stuff. I've seen it all. So I don't need to see more of it. It's not a glamorous life. It's terrible. It's about like doing this show. It's basically the same thing. Imagine being in a band and playing the same fucking songs every other night. Like, yeah, it's fun for a little bit, and then it gets really fucking old. You don't understand until you've done it, and maybe some people in here have done it, and maybe it didn't turn out that way, but it's a very monotonous thing. It's not glamorous. The Gallagher Bros got to get Bruce Wayne bucks. British economy. That's what I'm saying. They don't even. Well, they don't well, they don't even enjoy the concert. They're too busy filming it on their phone and bragging about it and saying we went to this concert tonight. And that's why it's like they should ban the cell phones at all these concerts, because that way everyone can actually enjoy the moment and not be on their technology. Billy Joe Armstrong has been playing. Yeah, well, that band's trash. Green Day's trash. They only made a couple of good albums, and they fell off pretty hard after that. I mean, they haven't made good. The last album that they made that actually had somewhat of a impact was American Idiot. That was 20 years ago. They haven't made one good album since. And not that that's a good album, but and let's not even talk about it all, because it's all fake. It's all fake. Some people, when they listen to a song, they think that that's just the band playing, and it's not that. It's really fake. It's all fake. I'm not going to get into it, but it should be pretty obvious at this point. You can go watch Freddie Mercury sing and stuff, and it's fake. It's all fake. When you listen to a record, it's fake. It's manipulated to sound great. It's fake. It's not authentic. Now, I'm not saying some bands probably go in the studio and they just say, well, we're doing one take, and that's it. They record live to tape, and that's it. But for the most part, it's all bullshit. Even back in the day, it's all bullshit. Before computers, it's still bullshit. The whole damn business is fake. That's why when they play live, they don't even sound like the goddamn record, because, the engineer does all the damn work. Like, when you hear someone sing on the record, you know that it's multiple takes, right? Combined into one. It's not it's not like a one-take session. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just like, are we really understanding this or are we not? Because it's as fake as hell. It's the fakest business on the planet. Now, I'm not saying the band can't play the music. They can, but it's manufactured bullshit is what it is in order to sell. It's manufactured bullshit in order to sell. How do you guys not understand this? Everything in the entertainment business is fake. I can't think of one thing that's real. It's all fake. There is no new Cyberpunk DLC. I don't listen to music because it's fake. I guess that's the value in seeing a live show, is because, well, some bands are actually performing, most of them aren't, though. And most people don't even notice. They don't even care. They're all plastered. The entertainment business is just a giant advertisement. That's pretty much what it is. Elvis was the real deal. I'm not saying that the musicians aren't talented. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the record that you listen to that sells millions and millions of whatever, that's manipulated to sound a certain way. That it's not necessarily genuine. I don't understand how you guys don't get this. We're not talking about auto tune. We're not talking. This has been happening since the fucking 60s, 70s, maybe before that even. It's all fake. Like they sing multiple takes, and the engineer or producer picks the best take, and they comp it in. Like you guys don't understand. It's all fake. So when you hear this singer on a track, well, that could be potentially multiple takes. Or it's I'm not going to get into it, but it's just like but you know the average consumer doesn't care, or nor do they comprehend it. We're not saying that the musicians and bands can't play the music. We're saying that the final product is disingenuous for the most part. Now I'm not saying not all bands are like that. Some maybe do the complete opposite. I don't know, but they're probably not popular. No one wants to have a discussion about anything in here. So I'm just supposed to sit out here on this bench, right? Unreal. We're not talking about sports. Let's get you banned. When did we just talk? Eminem, Lose Yourself is one take, by the way. Yeah, I doubt it. No, we're not doing Black Myth Wukong. We're not playing that slop. It's the same thing with movies, too, but I mean, that should be a little bit more obvious. It's the same thing with movies, too. They take multiple takes, and then they chop it, and they cut it, and they switch to different. Come on, guys. Is it really that hard? Even that one movie that came out a few years ago, it was literally advertised as a one-take film, and it's fake. I don't think they ever came out and said it was fake, though. Let me see if it was actually advertised. It's called 1917. It's a war movie. Hold on. I think they blatantly lied about it. I'm not sure. Let me see if this was actually in the marketing or not. It came out in 2019, 1917. Maybe they didn't have. Let me see. It's supposed to look like it's a one-take film. Obviously, that's fake as shit. But I don't know if they actually advertised it like that or not. Because that's very disingenuous. The Blair Witch was real. Oh, Lord, you're an idiot. You probably think Santa Claus is real, too. Okay. I need Harvard graduates in here. That's the level of IQ that we're on. And I don't think the IQ is just really high in here. You can't follow along with a single topic. You have no opinion on anything. No, they didn't do it in one take, you dumbass. God, you guys are so stupid. I mean, if you want to believe they did it in one take, that's fine. I don't care. Idiots in here, I swear. Like, y'all came out of special ed class or something. Like, just straight up came right out of the special ed class. You must have been in there with me. I mean, you must have been in there with me because y'all rolled out of the special ed class like you just can't comprehend anything. I thought I was bad, but Jesus Lord. No, your IQ is very low. It's very apparent. You can't talk about Oasis. You can't talk about the music. How a record is made. You can't talk about movies. You can't talk about video games. You have nothing to say. Jeez. There is an Alfred Hitchcock movie which is marketed as a one-take film, but there's also fake. He used simple tricks. No shit. Yeah, I mean, there might be one actual movie if we had to look that is actually done in one take, but, that's all bullshit, too. I mean, you guys probably think Jimmy Fallon's doing those interviews. And, the thing is with those interviews, and I'm not going to get into it too much, but they rehearse them before they air it, right? But here's the thing. They go out on stage, and they act like they've never talked before. It's the fakest shit. It's the fakest shit. It's the fakest shit. There's a lot of tricks you can use to fake it, yeah. Oh, Lord. Yeah, you watch WWE? Well, I mean, it's telling. It's as fake as everything else is, so it falls in line with the entertainment industry is all fake. It's all baloney. That's why it sells, because it's fake. You sell the fantasy, duh. You don't sell the reality, you sell the fantasy. That's what success is, bud. You got to sell the fantasy, not the reality. That's what gets people in. The Gallagher brothers are going through a divorce. I didn't know they were married. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't watch WWE. I haven't watched that in probably since WrestleMania. I only watch it during WrestleMania. WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, maybe SummerSlam, but that's about it. I don't watch that garbage. It's terrible. There's nothing compelling on that screen. So until they can bring it back and actually make it interesting again, which they're not able to right now anyway. So. Imagine being Eminem and having to churn out nursery rhymes in your 50s. Let's go. We're going to wrap it up. We've been live for 2 hours and 23 minutes. We are way past the time limit. We usually go for about 2 hours, if that. And we need to wrap it up here. We need to wrap it up. Unless you guys, if you want to support the show, I still got battery. Not much battery left, though. So we can wrap it up here. We can go for a little bit longer. It's up to you guys. But we've gone through the points. No one wanted to listen, so I don't think we really accomplished too much. That's why I didn't want to cover it, because I knew this would be the case, and that's why I said, well, this will probably be a one and done. Until the game comes out, as we get closer to the release, September, what is it, 18th or something? I mean, well, I'll be right back. Concord is going offline real soon. When is it going offline? When is the game going? I thought it was already offline. When is it going offline? I'm going to see if they still have a physical copy. That might have sold out by now. Because since you can't get it... Son of a bitch. Hold on. Are they still selling it right now? They took it off. What the fuck? Hold on. Is it in my cart? Concord. Son of a bitch. Dude, I could have bought it today and they took it off. This game's rare as hell. They took it off every website. Oh, eBay. How much is Concord going for? They're fucking jacking the price up now. Concord PS5. Son of a bitch. Limited edition. $140 bucks for the controller. $500 for a physical copy? What? They nobody paying that. $500 for a physical copy. Is there anything on the disc? No, you have to get online to fuck with it. So it won't be that's what we're talking about. Finally some motherfucking support. Bobby Barbie coming through. Brand new member, that's what we're talking about. Target and Best Buy had Concord on their website and now they don't. They took it down. I was actually going to pick it up because someone said it might be worth some money, and I'm like, well, fuck, it says they had it in stock, but now they don't have it. Well, they might if you go to the store, but they probably got to. Oh, here we go. Walmart, hold on, Walmart.com has this in stock right now. We buying that. Hold on, when do the servers go offline? Oh, delivery's not available. Never mind, we can't get it. Wait, it says shipping. Makes 0 sense. Let's see if we can. It's $40 for Concord. Continue to check out. Free shipping. I mean, I guess you can buy it. When do the servers go offline? When do the servers go offline for Concord? It's a waste of money. Goes offline in 3 days? Okay, well, by the time it ships, it'll be offline. No, I was thinking about getting a copy. You can't buy the game anymore, so it's super rare. Getting a copy, and then we'll stream it until it goes offline. But, I mean, it's not easy to find a copy now. It was about 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago, I could have went to the store, and we could have bought Concord, but now they've pulled it off the website. Yeah. Well, for $40, I mean, you know. Yeah, we can't. You should go to your local store and see if you can find a copy. I bet everyone, once they heard the news, they all went up and bought it. September 6th. Okay, well that's just in a few days. I mean, oh, Lord. How do you guys just sit here and like look at this and 238 viewers and no one moves the chat? Like, make that make sense. Like, when you make that make sense, you let me know. I can go live on some other platform right now with 5 viewers, and I can tell you right here, right now, that chat's going to probably move a little bit faster. I don't understand how you can come in here and just not chat, and somehow think that that makes the show better. Well, by not chatting, that makes the show better. Really? It doesn't. It makes it really boring, okay? We would love to do a show about video games where we can go back and forth with viewers and actually have a dialogue, a debate, and it'd be so much fun. But we can't because my audience is shy. They don't have anything to say. They have no opinions. Well, they do, but they don't voice it over here. So it's like, well, you know, I can only say so much because you guys don't care. I've wasted 3 hours out here, nearly, talking about this game that maybe 2 people care about. I don't understand. The disc turns into a coaster after 3 days. Okay. Well, we could have milked it for 3 days if I could have found a if I could have found a copy today. Well, we can call the store and see if they still have it. I'll go to the store and buy it. They said they only had 2 copies left. They probably pulled it off the store shelves. I'm sure they got an email that said they have to pull the game off the store shelves, or they sold out. I bet the main reason they called it a remaster was so they could remove the original remaster from digital stores and try and justify it. You can still buy it at Walmart. Yeah, it's I'm at Walmart.com right now. It's available, but it doesn't ship until, well, actually, it comes in the day before the server shut down. I mean, and this is the only place that's selling it, unless you want to go to eBay. I think you know, Target and Best Buy, they had it on the website earlier. I looked it up. Concord isn't going to be worth anything. Okay, but the point was to get it and stream it because no one is able to buy it. And the servers aren't shutting down until a couple of more days. So we could have really milked it because now it's actually something that people care about. I mean, how many people are streaming Concord right now? I bet very few people are because you can't get the game now. Hold on, let's see. Never mind, there's a lot of people streaming this slot. 15 viewers, by the way. I can't tell if that's the actual game. 4 viewers. This is on Twitch. Okay, how many streams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's about 13 streams on Twitch, 388 viewers. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just a talking point for people that they don't. Do you think the remasters are going to sell as good as the Callisto Protocol? Let's get you banned. Anyone that brings up the Callisto Protocol gets banned. I have no understanding why you're bringing that game up. Get that Callisto Protocol shit up out of here. You guys bring up these random games that have no... I haven't even mentioned the damn game once, and you guys... This is what you guys love doing. And then tomorrow we'll talk about GTA 6 or something, and then you guys will start talking about the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I'm done. God damn. You do this every single time. You can't keep it on track. I already said the Callisto Protocol was trash. Glenn Schofield came out and said his team's working through COVID. And then, you know, the left wing, they came out of the woodwork and they said the game's trash, canceling it. So that's what happened. So I flipped the script and I said, well, fuck this bullshit. If everyone's going to start hating on this game, when they were shilling it, they told me that the Callisto Protocol was a great game. I spent weeks trying to tell you guys the game was trash because you guys are like, Glenn Schofield, Glenn Schofield, Glenn Schofield. It's a shitty-ass Dead Space fucking, you know. Okay, well, Dead Space is garbage, so I don't know why anyone would shill that to begin with. Dead Space was never good. I'm sorry. It's just not a good game. You roam around a fucking spaceship, and it's boring as hell. repetitive as hell. It's an RE4 clone, and it's monotonous. It was never good to begin with. And then these losers come out of the woodwork and they say, well, you know, Callisto Protocol is terrible, but Dead Space 1's amazing. It's the same fucking game. Oh, because Dead Space 1 is more action shooty, but you know, the Callisto Protocol is in your face, melee and all this bullshit, but the endings are the same. Same jump scare ending. Total trash. Oh, Lord. Yeah, the Callisto Protocol was killed by the leftist media? Absolutely. Yeah, Glenn Schofield came out and he said, you know, the team's working through COVID. I'll never forget it. And once he said that, it was over. Had nothing to do with the game. Starfield 1-year anniversary? We're not there yet. That is on September 6th, I believe. Let's see when Starfield came out last year. There's nothing to see. They added the car. Yeah, September 6th of last year, so we're not there just yet. A few more days, we'll see. But I don't know if you guys can handle a Starfield stream. Because last time we revisited it, it was the same slop. Well, this time they added the car, so we can at least see that. I think the DLC is coming out later this month, next month, something like that. The Dead Space fans are losers. The Dead Space remake was trash too, because the first game wasn't good. And they have woke themes in that game, and you guys showed that to the moon and back. The Dead Space 1 remake, we're not going to get into that, but woke themes all up in that game, and you guys couldn't handle that. And they brought nothing new to the table in that game, so it's like, well, how is it a remake when it's the only thing they've done is brought it to modern audiences with modern themes? Who's jumping up and down for that? And you know, the developers came out of the woodwork and basically said, we need help on making this game. So they went to the community of these like modders for Dead Space 1 and like, oh, we don't know how to make this game. We want to make it right. We need your expertise. And it's like, really? You have no vision for what you're doing. You're literally paid to just put it together without any sort of direction or vision or any sort of inkling on, oh, this is where we should take it. No, they had no balls. They had no fucking. They had no business making that game. All the Dead Space games are trash. Sorry, but I mean, the Callisto Protocol came out 2 years ago, whenever the fuck it came out, 3 years ago. I don't know when it did. Came out a few years ago, and everyone said it was shit. Okay, well that's what Dead Space would be if it came out today. Imagine if the Dead Space remake was the original game didn't exist, and that's the game that you got. You would be saying that this game's trash. It's a repetitive space shooter. You do the same thing for 6 hours straight. How is that interesting? It's generic garbage. Dead Space was never good. I don't know why you guys. Well, because it was on Xbox 360, it was great, right? Really? Sorry, but I disagree. That's what I'm saying. When you go and you start asking the fans on how to make the game, or we need some advice on how to do this, you've already lost the whole plot. So, you know, I mean, you know, they were hired to do a thing, and you know, that's how it is. It's you know. Do you think everyone who directs a movie is passionate about the movie that they're directing? The answer is no. They're hired to direct. Maybe they want to direct something else. Maybe they want to, you know, but that's just not how it is. Dead Space had interesting gravity physics when it came out. I never was fond of it when it came out. I don't. If it had a demo, I played it. I don't think it did though. Did Dead Space 1 have a demo on 360? I think number 2 did. Never was a fan of those games. Alien Isolation is one of the most over. No. Don't even get me started on that fucking garbage ass game. Don't even get me started on that garbage ass game. Alien Isolation is one of the most overrated games of the last decade. Actually, it's been out for about that. So, Alien Isolation is overrated internet darling slop. And you know what? That IGN review, what did they give Alien Isolation? That was spot on. Alien Isolation IGN review. They gave it a 5.9 out of 10. That's about where it stands. Now, I didn't read the review, so I don't know what they said was bad about it, but I know what I don't like, and the game is repetitive garbage. It's a hide-and-seek game with the alien for about fucking 12, 15 hours. Ain't nobody got time for that. The gameplay loop doesn't change up. It's the same garbage. Hide-and-seek from the alien. Hide-and-seek from the alien. You guys sit here and listen to these dumbass YouTubers say that the game's great when it's repetitive slop for 15 hours straight. Hide from the alien. Oh, the alien comes to the tunnel and grabs you from behind. Well, that's fantastic. It's cool for about 5 minutes, and then it gets really fucking stale. The game's trash. Don't get me started on Alien Isolation, okay? Anyone that comes in here and shills that has a terrible taste. It's everything that's wrong with the games industry. But yet somehow it's great because, well, James Cameron made the first movie, right? Well, suck James Cameron's cock. Well, James Cameron told you guys to go fuck off and get a life. That's what he told you guys to do. And you know what? James Cameron's fucking based. I'll go watch Avatar fucking 3. Just for that statement alone. Because it's so fucking based. You know, these losers, these neckbeards were criticizing the fucking 4K release of Alien or whatever the fuck. And he basically said, like, these losers need to go get a life and get outside of their parents' basement. That's a direct fucking quote. They need to leave their parents' basement, I think he said. And it's like, well, he's not fucking wrong. And you know what? I want to support James Cameron. He's already a billionaire, but fuck it. No, Alien Isolation is trash. The whole game's terrible. It can't be repetitive when the alien has random behavior. It doesn't matter. The core principle of the game is the exact same. The alien doesn't think. You act like it thinks, but it doesn't, okay? Now, here's how you remake Alien Isolation. You bring AI into it, okay? Where the alien actually responds to what you're doing, and then it starts taunting you and just starts fucking around with you. Like after 15 hours, like the alien, what if the alien just stops pursuing you and just starts like fucking dancing around and shit? That's the shit that a mind of its own. If you're gonna make a hide and seek game a one-on-one, then you need to do it in a way that makes sense. Alien Isolation is a trash game. IGN said it was a 5.9 out of 10, bud. So I'm not alone. I played it. It's boring. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just boring. You know, if the game were 4 hours long, I think it would work better. The game is way too long. It's slop. You roam around from the same fucking, it's garbage. Alien Isolation is trash. Okay. Get you up out of here. Mainstream media said Alien Isolation isn't good. I don't know. The only review that I've seen that said it was mediocre. What did it get on Metacritic? It's an internet darling game. I don't. When the internet says a game is good, it's typically not. I hate to say that, but it's just true. Alien Isolation has an 80 on Metacritic. Terrible game. It's a snooze fest. Is really what it is. Because the core principle of the game wears off after about 3 hours of gameplay. You just sit there and hide and seek from the alien. Unless the game changes, and I don't think it does. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Outlast came out before Alien Isolation. You guys were acting like, I'm pretty sure anyway, right? Alien Isolation was what, 2014? 2015? Alien Isolation is scary. It's not once you get once you get past once you see how the game basically works without. I mean, obviously you don't see through walls in the game, but I'm saying once you really figure out how the game operates and it starts to become terrible. The whole thing just gets sour quickly. You guys aren't listening. Oh, Lord. Alien Isolation is one of the worst. We can play it. I've already played it. I'm pretty sure it's a terrible game. It's a terrible game. Alien Isolation is nothing like Outlast. Yes, it is. You literally hide and seek. I played the game, bro. You obviously haven't. I don't know why you're romanticizing about this game that you haven't played. Because a bunch of YouTubers made these video essays on the game and they said it was fantastic, 50-minute videos. I played it, bud. It's a snooze fest. It's a total snooze fest. Oh, here comes the alien, you know. Okay. Once you figure out how the alien operates, the whole game just falls on its face. Unless, if the AI actually learns from what you're doing, and maybe it does, well, then that's cool, but I don't remember that being a thing. That's what I'm saying. The games become predictable way too fast. And once you hit that wall, it's over. You can't come back from it. Once the game becomes stale and predictable and safe, and especially a horror game, you've done lost. You've done lost. There are weapons in Alien Isolation isn't the only enemy. Okay. Okay, you guys brought up Alien Isolation, I didn't. But you guys love shilling that slop. You guys love shilling Alien Isolation. And that really just could never be me. The alien is so unpredictable, though. How is the alien unpredictable? Sell me on this game. Maybe I didn't. Maybe we didn't get. I don't even know if we got to the alien. That's how terrible the game was. So sell me on the game then, because I'm pretty sure when I played it, and I think we played it for multiple hours. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we streamed it, but I guess we can take a second look. But I will tell you that it is repetitive slop. That isn't going to change. So, I mean, unless the alien does something really unpredictable 8 hours in, then I don't see how that's going to be interesting. No, Alien Isolation, we're not? Okay. Let's get these people, man. I've already streamed it, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we've already played Alien Isolation. Pretty sure we already have. Okay, you're not even selling me on the game. You're just saying the game's good. Someone said the alien learns. I've heard that before, but I have yet to see any of that really. Yeah, they're straight up shilling in here. Well, they just want to sit here and play contrarian. They want to sit here and play contrarian. We're going to have to wrap this up. We got about 16% battery, so we're going to be wrapping this up here shortly. We'll leave 3-hour broadcast. We went for way too long. We're going to be wrapping this up shortly. So get your final say in, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, the androids. Yeah, I know there's other enemies in the game because I remember playing it. I'm not going to discuss it, okay? If you guys want to go play Alien Isolation, go ahead and play it and see how repetitive it is. The game has a 5.9 out of 10 on IGN. Do you think IGN's wrong? They're not. I'm going to go see what their Alien Isolation review. Let's see what the thing said. Here, let's read the verdict. Alien Isolation seemed like the perfect game. Seemed like the perfect Alien game on paper, and the first handful of hours, it even seems to deliver on its promise on the strength of its outstanding art and sound that faithfully recreates the ambience classic horror film. Instead, the great hope ends in another disappointment for a license loaded with interactive entertainment potential. Okay, let's read this here. I don't understand. It's a shame that Isolation doesn't track stats, because I'd be curious to know how many of its roughly 15 to 20 hours I spent hiding in lockers, staring at the motion tracker, and most of all, how many hundreds of times I died without a chance to save myself. It may seem strange to complain that the game's too long, but when the genuine scares of being hunted by an unstoppable predator are so diluted by repetition and padding, Isolation's epic length really does work against it. Someday someone is going to make an incredible Alien video game that checks every box, but sadly, Isolation is not it. Damn. Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's just, once you see the scare, 15 hours later, it becomes very dull and stale and terrible. So, you can see how organic the alien is. I played that mode, and I didn't see much organic happening. It just seemed like the alien teleports. Maybe that's what I've never seen the movie, so I have no idea what he does in the movie. Okay, let's get you guys up out of here. If you've been a part of the show for 4+ years, we're probably just going to get you up out of here. You're adding nothing new to the conversation. That's why this show is held back, because you guys you can't be bothered to put it out in front of new people, because you want to gatekeep. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here in about 2 minutes. The Kamala voters, well, we can tell. We can tell. That's like saying the first Alien film is boring because it's just about one alien. I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know. Wouldn't have seen it, so I've never. Couldn't tell you. Okay, we're going to wrap it up in about 1 minute here. We're going to wrap it up in about 1 minute. So we're going to set the timer now. 1 minute timer. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. We've set the 1 minute timer. We're going to be wrapping it up in about 55 seconds. Chat's totally dead. You guys just want to sit out here all day and all night. Could never be me. 40 seconds. $30 seconds. 20 seconds. And we're going to be wrapping it up, ending the show. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. There we go. More members that are not going to participate. That's just fan-fucking-tastic. Love it. Can't get enough of that. Okay. Well, now we got to wait for this to play out, and then we're going to wrap it up. We got ladybugs all over, man. Arthur Morgan coming through and gifted 10 memberships. The last call here. We got ladybugs all over, man. Yeah, well, we hope that they participate, but they won't. We're going to wait for these to play out, and then we will wrap it up after this. Well, they're not ladybugs. They're those Japanese beetles or something. I don't know. No, we're not going to discuss Alien Isolation. That's an irrelevant game. Well, it might be more relevant now that the movie came out 2 weeks ago or whatever. But the Joker is boring at this point. I don't care. I really don't care. I paid the Joker $20, so I'm going to get my money's worth. I paid the Joker $20, so I'm going to get my money's worth. Okay. Damn ladybugs. Man, this is taking forever. Jeez. Guys, this Joker guy's been in all these big videos. Millions of views. He looks just like him. And he had the car there too, and I thought that was a great touch. Okay, that's going to do it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, supporting the show. And with that said, we will see you later.